Hey King, hey lovely lady, how y'all doing? We finally had a win yesterday. A real win. Mother Nature tried to give us a snow job and we got a video out there that looks better than anything that we've produced so far. Oh. Sorry for being late, guys. I know, we're like 10 minutes over schedule right now.
I'm sorry, but we're like we're below 6, we're below 0.
Oh, I know. I know, the real fill is no fun. No fun at all. And the thing is, what looks like smoke coming out of my mouth, it's not smoke, it's my breath. The only thing stopping it right now is the fact that my lungs are actually warmed up enough. I'm not sure, M&G. I'm really not. I've been noticing weird shit with the chat, like, seriously weird over the last, like, 12 to 16 hours. There are messages that are not showing up on the chat at all that are going through the robot. There are messages that I know shouldn't be going through at all. People that I know that have been hidden on the channel, that their messages are going through. I'm not sure what the hell is going on with that. But straight up, it was enough to bug me even. It's why I turned around and decided to go and deal with the fact of getting stuff together for the live stream, because, truth, it was getting to me. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that yesterday.
What?
Someone breached into Teddy's fucking YouTube account and turned around and demoted him. He's a full-blown fucking moderator, but he seemingly has none of his moderator powers right now.
What the hell?
Yeah, Teddy's shit got hacked.
Teddy, you should be running VPN.
Yeah, King, we're not joking here, man. I know M&G well enough at this point to know if he's saying that his fucking powers of authority as a moderator are missing, they're missing. Like, straight up, someone got into your shit. We were all there live when it happened the other day, and we don't know who the fuck it was, but something's going on. Like, seriously, someone got into your shit and fucked with your channel severely. Because what's going on with M&G right now shouldn't be a thing. I mean, we all saw that he's set as moderator. He should have moderator authority on your channel. He should be manager authority on your channel, and it's not showing up as manager.
Really?
I mean, he shows manager on your laptop, but he's not access to manager. Yeah, it's weird. Sorry, guys. Cannon's a little stoned. He found a little bit of bud that he forgot about. Caleb, I'm sure you're ugly too.
What happens when you're sober for a few days?
As if I'm gonna turn around and give a damn what a fucking troll thinks. Y'all can go crawl under your bridge. Yeah, exactly, and I'm not sure if that's an issue with the fact that you need to reload. You might have to restart your phone or whatever device you're watching on. Hey Caleb, you want to know how simple it is to deal with trolls like you? Don't worry, guys. None of my mods do a thing right now. Bye, Caleb. Go find another channel to fuck off on. Oh, don't worry, M&G. I saved you all the trouble. See, like I said, as a creator, there are very, very few things that can turn around and piss me off to the point that I will turn around and ban someone.
Really?
But you know what? When it's your first day and you haven't even taken the time to even begin to know the company that you're actually in keeping with, you might not want to talk trash. Because I've been dealing with way too many fucking trolls to put up with shit today. Hi, Alex. Yeah, Caleb is now a permanent resident of the Canna Lounge's basement.
Why?
Turn around and tell me to pull up onto his block. Come on, I've dealt with fucking gangbangers that have more power than that. I mean, shit. I grew up around Bloods. I grew up around Crips. I grew up around fucking 20 different gangs. I was the one going in between them to fucking keep them all fucking calm and not killing each other on the fucking daily. I've got plenty of people that fucking worry me worse than a little online troll that hides under a bridge.
Hey, leave my bridge alone.
Hi, Sky. I hope you feel better. Yeah, wonder who else is in the basement? There's plenty of people in the basement. The basement has been the home for all of the trolls on Teddy's channel at one point or another, whether they're permanent residents or whether they're simply daytime travelers. Exactly. Now you know what now you know what we go through. Mister, I've been having warmer weather all fucking month. Exactly. They ain't getting to me. Do you not see the smile on my face? Canna's got Canna. Canna's not stressed.
Tried doing this 5 minutes ago. Tried doing this an hour ago. 20 minutes ago.
Let me deal with them trolls 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it would have been a totally different story. It just happened to find like, half a gram that I turned around and forgot that I even had.
You sound like my mom.
Yeah, except mine wasn't like how many years later?
Hey, grandma's still like 20, 21, 22, something like 20 and 22.
20 to 22 years. That's the equivalent of turning around and taking honey from an Egyptian tomb. It's still good. It's still usable. But the taste may vary.
She says it didn't really taste all that bad.
I wouldn't expect it to turn around and taste too bad. I mean, it probably tasted a little stale. I wouldn't put it past it to be stale, but if it was rehydrated at all...
She said it didn't even really taste stale.
Huh.
Which means she had to have had
That's some damn good storage.
That means she had to have that in an airtight.
No! No! Not the avocado plant! Not the avocado tree! Those fuckers are so difficult to grow, man.
What?
Trust, I've tried to grow a few of them. I know how much fucking work goes into those. That sucks.
Even like they have to grow, what is that, 3 to 5 years before they even produce fruit?
Yeah, exactly, and his was 2 years in. He turned around and set it outside last night, not expecting this shit to get so fucking bad, and it turned around and froze and died last night.
Oh.
M&G just lost 2 years worth of work on his avocado tree.
Dude.
It was like 1 to 3 years away from fruiting at most.
I said, that's what you get for not living in Southern Cal.
He can hear you, I'm sure.
Doubt it.
Hi, Saeed. How are you doing? Yeah, exactly. 2 years to grow anything. It's like usually 3 to 5 years ultimately that you have to wait for an avocado tree to fruit. Like most other fruit trees are down the list.
I've seen some of them take over to 10.
Yeah, I know. The ones that take 10 are the ones that worry me, but at the same time, that first year of avocados off a 10-year tree, there's nothing like it.
No.
It's just like there's nothing like a fresh California orange directly off of the tree from the orchard. You know, things that the new generation is never going to know. Because, like, the last orchard in my hometown, it got taken down and taken out, like, I think 7-8 years back.
What, grove?
That last orange grove out there on Willow.
Down there by the library.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, the one by the library, by the time it goes into fruit, within a week, all of them are gone.
Oh, shit.
It's just like the fact of the pecan trees out there by the city hall. You know, the people that know what they're looking for, like me, I'll go and gather an entire bag of pecans for free.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like paying $3 to $5 a pound for pecans. No way in hell.
Gosh, they're more than that now.
Yeah, exactly. When you spend 2 years growing a plant, you better believe that plant turned into your kid. I mean, I remember when we turned around and we had to leave our pretty green tree that was taller than I was and bigger than my arms are around when I was fat and had to leave it behind, and that broke us. We found out that was like a pound and a half off that plant. Not even kidding.
Nope. I did good.
We all did damn good. 16-year-old growing better than half the fucking people in the state.
What, him?
Funeral arrangements will be mentioned on your next live. Alright. I'm sure people will tune in for the tree's funeral.
What, him?
Uh-huh.
No, dude, he was 12.
Okay, fine. Shit,
He's
you're
been
right.
growing with me since he was 5.
Shit, you're right. My bad. 12 years old growing better than half the growers in the state. No, we didn't know what we were doing. Not at all.
My kid, that boy, that man,
Man-child.
that guy in there, yeah. He's got knowledge. I made sure of it.
The man cub ain't dumb.
No, I didn't raise him. I did not
Hi,
raise him
Imran.
damn man.
Hi, Imran.
Sad part is I know that that container's empty. I know that container's now empty.
Brown one? Yeah.
No, I meant the one you had put it in.
No. No, it's not. The one I put it in is not empty.
Hey, we're supposed to hit 60 up.
We could be better, we could be worse. We're managing at this point. I want to say they extended the winter warning again.
At least till Thursday.
Alright, so we thought we were getting out of the winter weather advisory tonight. Turns out we don't get it out until tomorrow.
Friday.
Or Friday.
By Monday, we're
Negative 7.
60-degree weather.
Negative 7 was supposed to be our lowest low. It turned into a lowest low of negative 25.
And that's with the windshield.
And for anyone that knows the Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion of that, because I'm American, I use the Lazy Freedom units. Okay? If anyone knows what the conversion of negative 25 is in Celsius, put it in the chat. Because I know that it, like, negative 2 or 3, we were at, like, negative 0.5 Celsius originally. So, I could just imagine what the hell that negative 25 is going to be. It makes me glad I don't live in Canada.
Yeah, they're up at negative 74, 75. By the way.
What, Canada?
Canada's hitting negative 75 with the windshields.
That depends. Was the U.S. saying it in freaking Fahrenheit, or were they calling it off in Canadian Celsius?
Oh, they're calling it flat out. Negative 70. No, rephrase that. Montana hit. At one point.
But yeah, outside of the cold, we're doing awesome.
It's supposed to go away next week. It's supposed to go away next week.
Yep. The cold's supposed to disappear next week. We're supposed to be up in the 60s.
Come Monday.
And I know that it says we're supposed to be in the 60s. It's going to be a fake 60. It's probably going to be closer to, like, real feel of, like, 40-odd, 50-odd, somewhere in there.
Our warm-up starts Friday.
Our warm-up starts Friday, but the first week of good weather after the fucking snowstorms and shit is always a lie.
Oh, I know.
It'll say 50, 60. It'll turn around and be 40, 30. You know, that real feel on that first week after the cold, it is a total lie. Because the real feel don't play. But, speaking of playing, great segue. Canna Creator Games finally got a game video out that people could watch and enjoy.
Yeah, first time in history in a long time. This first time in history I was willing to watch it without standing there watching you play.
Yeah, I know.
I'll watch you play all day long.
I know.
But I cannot stand your game videos half the time because they break.
Yeah, because they break and they pixelate. But apparently, I guess 1080p is the magic number. If there is a magic number to uploading our videos, I guess 1080p, that's it. Because when I turned around and saw that the high definition video went through on that was the happiest moment of my entire night at that moment. Because HD means that there is a fighting chance that it was actually going to look good. Now, for standard definition devices, any phones running standard definition, I cannot guarantee the video quality for them. Okay? If you're running standard definition, I hold no guarantees that our stuff is going to look good. But if your device is capable of 1080p, then our videos are watchable finally.
Yes, they are. Aren't you glad I checked?
Yeah, but it's almost 9 p.m. and you're... Yeah, that's... At least y'all are above freezing. I mean, if there's one thing I remember from high school, it's that 32 and 32, when it comes to Fahrenheit and Celsius, that 32 is the equalizer. Anything below that, if I remember correctly, is where the numbers start getting screwy again, and or they continue to match down the list. Oh, I'm probably going to butcher the fact of how your name is pronounced, but how do you go? Hi. Uh-oh.
Your lighter not cold.
My lighter's not cold, my lighter died.
Oh, the yellow died?
Yep, yellow dead.
Don't answer, I don't know.
This was unexpected. One moment, guys. Kenneth's got to find a new lighter. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Oh, dude, pay big time? No. Pay big time is not. No. Pay big time doesn't even begin to cover it. Somebody is about to lose their channel and their account and their ability to even log into the fact of YouTube. Because straight up, find out who did it, put that report in, and turn around and have it done, because they will turn around and take their entire access to this entire platform and make it disappear. That is my answer to trolls like that. But one moment, guys and gals. The troll that turned around and caused MNG to lose access to his fucking channel moderator powers. That troll, I don't care who that troll is, when that troll is found, their account needs to be reported entirely, so that way they will go to the YouTube courts and end up in algorithm jail, disavowing their account.
You damn near hit the dog.
I was paying attention. Why do you think I set my knees back?
Maybe they're...
Yeah, because he worries every single time. I know he does. Alright, got a new lighter. King, you found him? You found the one that did it? You're sure?
For certain. Imprint for certain.
Nobody's imprint for certain. But everybody better make sure they got Affleck, because that duck's coming a quacking.
Yeah. Exactly. You've done it 1 billion times.
Yeah. Right. Alright. As long as we're sure. Because, like I said, there are some things that I know that I cannot access from my files, my servers, or my devices. I know, King, you've got a lot more access towards anything on YouTube than I do. I mean, we may debate that over time, and we may bullshit about it over time of who's got more access, but man, you've got more power with your devices right now than I do. Take that to the bank. But yeah, now we just got to find out and just got to wait to see if YouTube takes proper actions. Because they should. No, to my knowledge, I did not lose access. Through this whole thing, I've still been able to give timeouts. I've still been able to hide people on the channel. But like I said, there is that portion of it where even though us moderators have been taking those actions, things are still getting through that shouldn't get through. People are still getting through that should not be getting through. Accounts are still getting through that should not be getting through. It doesn't mean it affected every moderator, but it came very close to doing so. Fucking great! Oh, that's getting pinned. I'm getting pinned. Give me my freaking authority over here. Thank you. Pin. Are you pinned now? You're pinned. There we go. MG, congratulations. I think you're like the second person on this channel ever to get a pinned comment, man. Congrats. That was fucking great. Whoever did it had a better chance of scratching a lion's nuts with sandpaper while wearing a fajita bikini than to try to take M&G's Blue Ranch. Sky, you're not the only one that's going to have those issues. Thanks to this fart-sniffing troll and this little fart-sniffing troll's barrage of friends that have been turning around and trying to do damage to the channel, there are age restrictions on the channel now. Okay? That means that you have to be logged into your account, you have to search for him, and you actually have to actively look for the video, and or for the live stream, or for the shorts, or the posts, or anything coming off the channel right now.
Yeah.
It's like Teddy says, there are downsides to having age restriction on your channel. It's why we do everything in our power not to get age restricted, but we know that there are those occasions where certain videos may cause problems.
That's like shy.
Honestly, Emily, I really cannot.
But, not shy, but, it's like shy.
Yeah.
His are all age restricted.
You know, but that's because what Shay does.
Yeah, thank you.
And no offense meant, Shay, he crazy enough, he don't really care. You know, those that want to watch Shay's content, we find them.
Oh, no shit.
But Emily, to answer your question, the mods with higher access, I cannot guarantee if it was just mods with higher access or not, because I don't even know what my legitimate access is. Okay? I know I've got a wrench on Teddy's channel, but I do not know what level my access actually sits at. I know I'm a moderator, but there's like 3 different layers of moderator. There's like bronze, silver, and gold. Anyone trying to go after someone with a gold level like M&G, man, y'all better fucking step your game up. Because that don't take long to end it. He didn't have to do that.
What?
Please tell me it wasn't because we started. Please tell me it is not because we started our live stream over here. Because if he ended his live stream because we started ours, no. King, go start yours back up again. Now, if you ended your live stream because you're just fed up with the bullshit, totally understand it, man. Take your pause. Yeah, I get that, but yeah, okay. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna take a hit. We're gonna recombobulate. And then after we recombobulate, we're gonna have a short public service announcement, and then we'll get back into it. But give Canna a moment. Canna needs to reset the train tracks. Things are coming off the rails. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I have to be really, really specific about how I word things sometimes. I'm trying to make sure I word this right the first time so that way I don't have to go over it again. First off and foremost, is King actually here in chat at this point, or is he off dealing with paperwork and side set? Yeah, I know. That timing's happened to me before. I get that. But yeah, is King actually here, or is he dealing with paperwork on his side? First and foremost. Because if he's not here, I'm just going to, like, sideline that whole conversation at that point, and we'll come back to it when he's here. Okay. Knowing that you're at least here and that you're at least tuned in at this point, okay? I'm going to see if I can do this in one try. I'm going to see if I can do it in one try. I think we're going to set 3 rules. Okay? And we all know my channel has very, very few rules to begin with. I mean, most of my rules are just basic community guideline bullshit, you know. Try to be respectful, try to be nice, don't be a douche, don't light the chat on fire. If you do light the chat on fire, somebody grab a fucking bucket, we're gonna need it. You know, general bullshit like that. But if I could ask one favor and set 2 rules, it would be this. I'm all for having my channel promoted. Okay? I'm not going to deny that. I respect and I thank everybody that has been promoting my channel in the background with or without my input. Alright? Let's just get that clear right off the bat. But at the same time, I know that almost every single moderator in the chat, between this channel, Teddy's channel, MNG's channel, you know, down the list through our little collective that we've got going at this point, I know most of us have Discord. If we don't have Discord, most of us have Facebook. Okay? We have to get a group chat on some platform. I don't care what platform it is. I do not physically care what platform it is set on. Whether it is directly through phone numbers and text messages, whether it is directly through the fact of Discord, whether it's directly through freaking Facebook, down the list, you know. Some way, somehow, we need to get a group chat together between Teddy and every single moderator between each channel. That's the one thing I wish to ask. If you're going to promote our channel or our content, if you want to clip any of our videos, if you want to turn around and segment any of our videos, green screen our videos, down the list, you can do that. That I don't ask any form of prior notice to, okay? I love seeing the fact of, quote unquote, when I go to turn around and double check on a video that has been out there for a little while, I love seeing the fact that we've got more interaction. We've got more comments, we've got more likes, we've got more remixes down the list. Okay? We're still learning. We're still growing. That's how channels grow. If you want to clip it or whatever, do it. You don't have to have my permission for it. But guys, if you're gonna promote my channel on your streams, okay? And Teddy, I love you, brother, but I'm doing this one specifically for you. Because I know you've been over there in your corner stressing, like earlier today, about the fact of, well, I set it up to try to push them over here under this presumption, but you're doing this. Did I just fuck up? Dude, you've got my Discord. Get a hold of me. If you want to turn around and push, go ahead and push. But if you're going to do it on stream, get a hold of me, so that way we can at least turn around and set it up and get some actual clarifications going and some actual meshing going with that. Because, man, I watch it every time that you think that you messed up on doing it, and it's not that you're messing up on doing it, it's just that because we haven't talked about it, it might go in a totally separate direction than where you threw it. And neither one of us want to do that to each other, and I know it. And trust, this is not a bitch out, okay? Not in any means is this meant to be bitching you out. But man, get a hold of me on Discord, let me know. At least then I can give you a heads up of what my next live's going to be and or what I'm thinking that it might be, so we can turn around and get the conversation going with it. Nah, fuck my bad. My bad doesn't exist with you. You are the boss man of the fucking collective, we know it. But that's why sometimes one of the employees has to come up and be the bad guy. And or the bad guy. And be the one to throw it out there. You know, I've spent so long being a black sheep, fuck it, man. My job is my job. As a moderator, as a channel creator, down the list, my job is my job. But dude, we've got to get the group built and we've got to get it together. Because if we don't get that communication going on the background behind the stream, it's really going to start crashing in the stream.
You guys already
because
are
you're at the point right now where your channel has grown so far that if we don't start conversating in the background and getting things hashed out and having a way to turn around and throw things out there, even if we're not able to get into the stream for that week, we got to do it.
The hermits do it. In Hermitcraft.
Hold on, because I realize I just completely fucking tangent set on everybody.
Yeah, you did.
I need to catch on to fucking chat real quick. Give me a sec.
Something to you.
Okay. Yes, 100% agree. Yes, caught that one. I've been saying that same suggestion for 2.5 weeks now. 2.5 weeks. I have thrown the same suggestion, Sky. Yes, I have seen your statement. I caught it. But yes, I've been saying the same thing for like 2.5 weeks. It's why I'm bringing it up again in live, because we've got everyone here that I can think of that matters on the channel. Well, outside of the new viewers, which I hope didn't just take that the wrong way, but, it's nice to be able to see into the background of an actual channel collective and how it works. It's something no channel has ever done on YouTube, to my knowledge. And it happened to naturally become the thing. Whether it's a good week, a bad week, or in between. Okay, caught that. Yeah, exactly. We're the understudies in YouTube at this point. I totally agree with that, M&G, because reality's sake is, there's a lot of things that YouTube offers. There's a lot of programs that work in combination with YouTube. There's a lot of shit to learn. I mean, let's get real. I'm just starting to figure out. Hell, 2-3 days ago, okay? I was just sitting here, turning around and going on the background in YouTube, turning around and going through other content creators down the list, on the fact of how they keep breaking their stream in half. Okay? Like, for example, come on, camera. Where my finger's at? How they've normally got the fact that their face up here and the game down here. I could not understand for the life of me how the hell that worked. Okay? I finally ran into another gamer that was doing a live stream, which, if I could remember the channel's name, I would shout him out. But reality's sake is, she actually took the time to listen to her chat and actually pay attention to the chat and turn around and actually engage with her chat, to the point that the questions that I've been asking all of these gamers of how do you do this where you're up here and the game's down here, you're zoomed in on your game and it looks good. How do you do that? I don't understand how this works in the settings. Can someone please help me? Took the time to actually stop, answer, and give the notation of how it was done, not realizing it was done through OBS. Okay? I had Prism Live on my phone, but I don't understand OBS, so it did me no good at the time. I've got to go back and learn OBS again. Well, for the first time to the next time. But, yeah, so many different things that fucking work in conjunction with it that if we don't do it, how fast it can hurt a channel.
It's kind of like when you think about Minecraft. It's like when I think about Minecraft.
Yeah.
Look at all the creators we have on that server. We've got the hermits.
Yeah, I know.
They all
I love Hermitcraft. I love Hermitcraft. I may not watch every single one of the hermits every single season.
Right.
I have those specific hermits in that fucking series that I turn around and I gather towards per chance, depending on what I'm doing. Yeah, I know. Mumbo and Green, they will always. Two of the best Minecrafters, in my opinion. Good Times with Scar, damn good Minecrafter. I mean, come on, Tango Tech, Doc M77. Anyone want to turn around and really just completely destroy their mind on how Minecraft can just really work, go check out Doc M77 and the, oh god, just check out Doc M77. He'll break your mind with the freaking redstone he does. Hi, Sissy. Question is, who let her in? Not sure how that worked. What? King, your stone is kind of matching my stone. Would you mind rewording that so that way my brain can brain? Please. It was supposed to be 3 managing mode. Gonna let the certain lady in, and she destroyed everything on it. Okay. Are we talking the one that tried to turn around and remove M&G's powers? Oh no, you're good. You're good. I figured that's what it was. I know when the autocorrect is screwing with someone's tongue. It does it to me all the time, remember? Speak enough time to wet the whistle. But are we talking the one that tried to take M&G's Blue Ranch powers? Or are we talking the one that you let in to try to fix the fact of what was broken after that? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now that makes total 100% sense. That makes absolute sense now. Okay, now my brain is braining.
What?
Yeah,
Dom Kitten's over here. I thought Dom Kitten was just supposed to be minute taker and minute keeper. At least. So that.
manage after.
Okay.
That's a manage after.
Just
But yeah, people, if any creator ever lets you into their channel as a moderator, don't ever try to play end all be all judge, jury, and executioner on their channel. It won't work out well for you, as I think somebody is going to end up learning. Because I know King, he's swift and very quick to the guillotine with his response to certain actions. But yeah, yeah. Mind you, King, I know you say don't vote for you for president because, like, public execution and guillotines and all that fun stuff. But man, let's get real. Maybe we need a president like that. Nah, King, here's the thing. Once your account has been banned on an IP address, and YouTube actually fucking blacklists your account, and it's registered to an IP address, here's the thing. Any future account from that IP address will not be allowed onto their system. They're going to have to go buy an entirely new phone, an entirely new computer down the list if they want to turn around and get a new account on YouTube. Mind you, Canna Creator Games. One of our games is playing with the algorithm and working with the system, figuring out how to make it work and figuring out how to break it at the same time. It is what it is. But yeah, once you have an account that has been blacklisted by YouTube on an IP address, that IP address will never be allowed to have another account on the fact of YouTube again. At least that's the way that it was intended to be set up. Yeah, that's something that most people don't realize. That goes back into the cybersecurity aspects of what they deal with and what they do. Because once you have an account that's blacklisted on an IP, that IP is also blacklisted.
Yep.
Your ISP's fucking IP address for your device is no longer valid for YouTube at that point once you have been blacklisted from this platform. It goes pretty much the same for any other platform too. I don't have to read it, it's still up here. For whoever did that, please read the pinned comment for some reassurance. I don't have to read it, it's still up here. Yeah, they'd have better luck. They'd have better luck, that's for sure. No, I know. You want the honest truth? There's a reason why, if you haven't noticed, Canna's been getting a lot more harsh with the fact of what Canna's timeouts are, and or what Canna's policy of just hiding members on the channel is. There is a big reason to that.
Yeah, you're becoming a bigger prick.
No, I'm not becoming a bigger prick. I'm wanting to cram more people's teeth down their throat, and the problem is I can't reach through my phone and do it.
I know.
Because I hate bullies.
That's why you're becoming more of a prick.
I hate bullies. There is nothing I hate more other than, well, wood chippers than a bully.
Oh, I know. You don't have to do your shit.
No, I know you're flipping shit, but the thing is, it's a real thing though.
I know.
Because honestly, I'm to the point where, honestly, if I'm at that point where I have seen you in Teddy's chat more than 2 days, 3 days in a row, and you're still coming in and saying the same fucking shit and you haven't learned your lesson, I am just about ready to just turn around and hit that hide button. And the chat's just going to start filling up with hide. And the thing is, Teddy, with all due respect, Kimberly needs to die for a little bit. The bot needs to go away for a little while. And understand, I'm not trying to run your channel. I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job. But the bot needs to disappear. Because we can't do our job with the fact of that bot running. We can't hide their statements. If they're hidden from the channel, their words are still going to go through. If they've turned around and broken the rules, it's still going to go through. And now you have a robot that will read off anything and everything that they put into chat, whether it's been removed or not. Kimberly needs to disappear for a little bit while we turn around and do some cleanup with the fact of the channel and the trolls and the fact of down the list. Because honestly, right now, we're not in the point of being ahead of it. Now we're playing damage control.
Yep.
Mama Can is right. It's no longer we're ahead of the curve. Now it's we're having to come clean up the fact of the after effect.
Yep. And now you're screwed.
Because that bot makes us moderators completely pointless. Nothing that we do makes a difference at that point, because nothing that we do has any effect. It still goes through. I wish they would do it. I wish they would make an option for that. Because honestly, that's the only problem I have with the fact of the AI reader coming in. You know, I don't have an issue with voice-to-speech. I don't have an issue with the fact of turning around and needing a device to help you turn around and hear the statements because your eyes are fucking with you and you can't read.
Right.
You know, I'm all for that. But there has to be some form of a balance between what's being taken off out of the chat and what that bot is turning around and spewing. Because they can turn around and throw some of the worst racist, homophobic, down the list remarks, and even if we remove it because we know it's just not fucking right, that bot's still going to say it. And now it's in the audio for your channel. So think about that. Because here's the thing. I don't think it's just the reports that have gone through because of the trolls that have done it. Okay? I think you've got a little bit of a problem with the fact that some of the back audio and the fact of the channel for some of the shit that the bot still spews. That as much as we try to talk and cover it up, we can't cover up everything that bot has let out. Okay, back to there, got it. Okay, I think there's an option to turn around and, like, make certain comments not be able to be said. But I think it would just redact and remove it out of the chat. But I think the AI would still pick it up and turn around and speak it through the speaker. This is one that I think you might have to get in touch with YouTube on. You know, and let them know, hey, on our channel we use text-to-speech, and our text-to-speech is still letting restricted or removed comments come through. Is there anything that we can do to resolve that? And maybe see what YouTube can tell you, because honestly, I've been trying to search for an answer. I can't find one. I wish I could, but this one I don't have an answer to. But it is driving me insane. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact of the baseline group of moderators that we have over there, if it wasn't for you, Truth, none of us would have... Fuck, I wouldn't have started my channel. M&G wouldn't have started his channel. I mean, hell, there's two creators right there, right off the tip of the list. And Mama Cannon wouldn't have started her book using the same fucking programs that we're using to turn around and, like, help the channel move forward, you know? Out on an island with some buried rum, a single pellet, pouch black powder, and an old-timey pistol, huh? Leave Kimberly out in the middle of nowhere like Jack Sparrow on a bad day. And the Black Pearl ain't coming to save her. But you know what? I got a jar of dirt. Yeah. There's no reason why text to speech should allow comments that are removed, redacted, or censored to go through. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good with the censoring. Okay, great references. Alright. Question. Does anyone remember when Johnny played a high schooler? Just which show it was?
I do.
That's not fair.
I do.
That's not fair. Background of studio must hold thy pause. King got it. But King was a dick. He left it shortened. He only threw the JS.
I would have only said JS. What's your point?
Yep. Alright. You see, this is why I say I was born in the wrong generation. I'm telling you. I may be physically a millennial. I ain't up here.
Where did John Stamos get his start?
Well, technically by rights, I mean, there's quite a few of them that he got his start in, but Boy in the Plastic Bubble was a damn good one. And I know that's not technically where he got his start, but that is one of the films that caused him to blow up the way he did.
Yes, it did. That
was Boy in the Plastic Bubble.
But what was the first show he was ever in?
I honestly can't remember. I'm not even going to deny it. I honestly do not remember the first show that John Stamos was in. Okay, King, that's not fair, man. This is becoming just too easy for fucking trivia night, apparently.
What?
King's answer, General Hospital, 81. I have a grandma.
Yeah, he played Blackie. I know. I fell in love with him. I thought he was cute and adorable.
McGilla Gorilla show. Yeah, exactly, right? Saturday morning cartoons. That was my favorite fucking thing growing up. Saturday morning cartoons, knowing damn well that for all the bullshit I put up with in school, that I got to turn around, get stoned and have some fucking good times and fucking good laughs on TV.
Hanna-Barbera.
Exactly. And for everyone that's tried to freaking turn around and cancel Family Guy over the years, people don't realize, for the most part, where Seth got his start.
No.
There's a reason why MacFarlane has yet to be able to truly be canceled. I mean, they might get like maybe a 6-month cancellation on his show, but by the next fucking time for the next season where it should have began, the show's going to start again. Because he's been around since Hanna-Barbera. He was an original member of Hanna-Barbera.
Yep.
Okay? That's where he got his start for animation. Oh, it's Mom. That's up.
That was my thumb you tried to nip.
Come here. You were willing to jump up here earlier. What the heck? Come on, man.
He wants cheese.
Oh, that's what it is. You really are just that food-oriented, aren't you, dog?
Yes, he is.
Life of Larry. Oh, man. Damn. Alright. Fine. I've got one bit of trivia that I think, outside of those inside of this studio at this point, that I think I might be able to possibly stump people on. And it's in a show that has spanned so many decades and so many different versions of it that I might have a fighting chance to stump the audience here. What is the only time in Scooby-Doo history, okay, specifically, what is the one and only time in Scooby-Doo history that the monsters for which that they were trying to unmask were real?
Come on, King. I know it, so I know you do.
I know it too.
Because there's only one time in all of Scooby-Doo history where the monsters that they went after were real.
And we still cannot give the answer, Tony.
It's Blitzo. The doggo's name is Blitzo. Nope. It was not the live action. The live action, their monster was unmasked. You're thinking too far. You're thinking too far into too modern Scooby-Doo. Think back farther. Because the thing is, I'm not going to give which divisional of Scooby-Doo it is. I'm not going to give whether it's Monsters Incorporated or What's New Scooby-Doo or down the list. Any true Scooby-Doo fan, there's only one time in history that they've ever gone after real monsters. Well, I don't consider cannabis a drug, so no. Well, unless you consider nicotine a drug, which I guess, yeah, technically. But not any of the hard shit. Nope. Although, don't get me wrong, the Vampire one, they were hot. There's a reason that Canna had some of the tendencies in his younger days that led him to some of the mistakes that he made. Okay? It's just like Daphne's kind of the reason that Canna got into ropes. Cannabis is a plant that hasn't been altered by man, so no. Plants were put on the earth as well as animals for humans to enjoy and use, so no. So, do me a favor, because I'm tired of fighting this fucking argument with people that think that they know the Bible better than an ordained minister. King, do me a favor. Shadow realm that fucker. Tired of it, man. If you know your fucking good book well enough, you know damn well that cannabis is not a drug. Thank you. No, actually, hold on now. Hold on. Alright. You have one chance, one opportunity. Because if I'm reading that right, then maybe, just maybe, we might have actually turned around and finally found someone that actually knows their good book well enough.
What are you reading?
So understand, I have temporarily unhidden you.
Okay, what was that?
There's no argument, that's a fact. So I'm giving that opportunity there because see, now I'll be fair, I'll give plenty of time on that, you know. But if we go back into that same loop later, you know, that's going to be totally different. But
cannabis being a drug or a weed? Because technically cannabis is a wild weed to begin with.
Since it's common to spaghetti in an Italian restaurant.
What?
M&G.
What?
We're a small family out of Amsterdam. To us, it's as common as spaghetti in an Italian restaurant. That's fucking great.
It is. Ironically.
But yeah, we'll leave them on hidden for now because, you know, let's get real. That's the only thing that I hate about when people turn around and try to say that cannabis is a drug. Cannabis is not a drug. Cannabis is a natural plant. It is an herb. Okay? All cannabis is the female variant of the hemp plant. For which, CBD, tinctures, lotions, pain relieving creams, down the list that are not using opioids. Or any form of synthetic fucking prescription. actual natural pain relief, natural aids to the fact of turning around and being able to get your hunger back when you're on chemo and shit. You know, all those little fucking things that they said for fucking decades that cannabis doesn't do. I mean, come on, it was only made as Schedule 1 drugs so that way they could turn around and shut down the hemp market to turn around and push tobacco, which actually made our country less money in the long run. Because we couldn't make clothing out of it. We couldn't make fabrics out of it. We couldn't make down the fucking list. Tobacco does not have the same variant usages of its actual fucking plant form body as hemp or cannabis ever has.
I'm sorry, but hemp you can make furniture out of that.
Huh. Alright. Well, poof. Fail. You can recognize someone doing cannabis just by looking at the person. It's sad.
No, you can't.
Immediate fail. You have failed in the court. I should have let M&G hit the gavel on that one. Yes, Sky, I can see you. No, M&G, but you're starting to get closer, I think. Think back. Alright, I'll be fair. I'll give at least one breaker in there. Think back to direct-to-video Scooby-Doo. Direct-to-VHS tape. We'll put at least that marker there. Direct-to-VHS Scooby-Doos. There's only a very select list of them. Yeah, exactly. Did you know that the damage that cannabis does to your brain can be reversed by the fact of psilocybin? And that the damage that's done by psilocybin can be reversed by the fucking THC, CBD, and HHC out of the fact of the cannabinoids from cannabis? That they literally work together. What's going up? What's going up? Because if we're talking about the views up there, I know that they constantly lie. I know my numbers up there are never right.
But yeah, I mean, the problem with you doing stupid.
I mean, the only number I ever have that's right up there, I think, is my likes.
As cold as it is.
But that viewer number is usually lying. The timer that I normally have there, as long as the stream doesn't turn around and try to break on me, that timer won't lie. You know? But other than that, the number of people is lying. Okay, what did I miss? I had to have missed something. My dog's name was Blitzo. Oh yeah, and just because I remember how this works, for everyone that thought it was a great idea to go messing with gamers when they were on Xboxes, and people thought that it was a great idea to go messing with people in the middle of Black Ops matches and destroying ranks. Hey Alexa, shut off my Xbox. I wonder how many consoles just turned off. Works so much better when it's not Kimberly's voice saying it. Oh, yes. If I can't play on my Xbox, neither can they. The view count was wrong? Yeah, I know. The view count's always wrong. When I turn around and see that viewer number up there and it's bouncing the way that it is, and I know that I have a conversation going in chat, and it's saying like 1, 2, 3, 0, I know it's not right. I just kind of ignore it. I've gotten to the point where if I ignore that number up there, I'm fine. Because I stopped thinking about the fact of the number. It's only after chat dies that I start having a problem again. Because then I realize, yeah, the room's actually empty.
Two favors. Toss me the container and roll me a cigarette.
Actually, you spelled it correctly. You spelled it correctly. The O is actually silent. Everyone forgets about it. Usually everybody forgets that there's an O there. Oh, normally I would love to turn around and mess with the scammer, but you're not messing up my live stream. No. I will not turn around and end my live just to turn around and take up an hour of your time. Not happening this time.
No, I thought the next one was mine. I thought the next one was supposed to be mine. It's supposed to be my turn with the next one.
Well, yeah, but when they're calling into the cell phone that I'm using to stream, you know, I'm not ending my stream to fuck with the scammer.
Okay, weren't we supposed to record calls from your phone, this phone, while you were streaming?
Not worth breaking the stream. For me to forward it means I'd have to turn around and answer.
No.
Yes.
YouTube doesn't set your forwarding up. You didn't want to be able to forward any incoming calls.
Yeah, and then I'd forget to shut it off after the fucking stream, and then I'd wonder why I'm not getting any phone calls.
I tell you.
Yeah, and then I'd... I don't... No. Okay, here's the thing. Those that know me know I like dark humor. Okay? Dark humor, that is my soft spot. Alright? Vipsy Pop. Anyone that knows the creator Vipsy Pop? Anyone that knows the show Hell of a Boss? That's where my dog got his name from. Yeah. 4 months before Christmas the last year is still not very long. Oh, sissy, the fact that she lost her dog like 4 months prior to Christmas last year. Her dog Lily. Yeah. Losing a fur baby is... Losing a fur baby is very rough. Sorry for the unintentional pun there, but yeah, it is. It really is. That's why the dog over there. Okay. One sec. Oh. Okay. I'm not surprised. The truth is, I'm surprised my drink wasn't frozen when we woke up this morning. Plane crash in Canada yesterday? Oh, another plane goes down. That makes what, the fourth or the fifth one since the start of the year? That's like the fourth or fifth plane to go down. Guys, hey, sorry for the fact of my accidental blasphemy. King, I apologize. I know that's one of your freaking red flags, but I'm going to deal with a red flag of my own real quick. Everybody give me a second. Okay, we're back. Okay, well, if it was just landing wrong, then yeah, probably a few bumps and bruises, but no one should have been seriously injured. $70 there, fuck. Oh, don't remind me, King. It's nice and sunny over there in California. Yeah, I know. It's also a lot fucking warmer.
It is in Arizona, too.
Yeah, but in Arizona, you gotta deal with all the military bases, and I don't want to fucking deal with that shit. Go over the wrong side of the dune and get shot. So, No, I can't go into that one. I'll have men with black suits turning around and telling me that I need to stop. But it really was a stupid moment for our government. How the hell do you let a 16-year-old catch something that ain't supposed to be there? And I'm not talking from out of this world either. Yeah, exactly. Isn't it something like only maybe a third of the year at best is actual sunlight, and even then it's still like mist drizzle? Uh-oh, hope I didn't get King a phone call. If I did, King, I'm sorry. It was not intentional. It really wasn't. But man, our government has made some really stupid mistakes before, and letting a 16-year-old catch something that shouldn't be there is one of them. You know what they need? You know what everyone needs to send? That nice warm weather high pressure that's supposed to come in next week. It needs to blow the cold and the snow away. I miss my cats. I really do. Yeah, bumps and bruises, thankfully. Considering the last 2 or 3 or 4 that have happened this year, that in itself is a nice sigh of relief. Wow, we're over the 1 hour mark. We're almost an hour and a half in. It only feels like it's been like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We're into a whole nother episode of a show that I can't show because I'm afraid that I'm going to get a freaking lawsuit. But, to the team for the show in question, they're damn good. Yeah, exactly. Cold weather and rain. Anything that involves clouds. Exactly. Anything involving clouds. I mean, I'm surprised that the stream is running today at all because of the fact of just how much snow we've gotten. You see that bright white behind me? That's how bright the snow is glaring. That's how much snow we've gotten since this all started. And it only started just, what, not even...
Yesterday?
Just yesterday. It's already glaring off to the point that it's that white. It's great for the plants. It really is. But yeah. Snow blind is a thing.
Snowblind ain't no fun.
No, snow blind is no fun at all. Ruth, what heat? We're in the boondocks. We're off grid. What heat? We've got the electric, but with the amount that we're able to pay on the electric right now, the main thing is the heating blankets. Outside of that, we layer up.
Stay warm.
Believe it or not, we're fine. We're warm. We've been doing this for a while now. Okay? Don't trip. Too far from Walmart for me. Yeah, how long of a drive into town? 30 minutes? 30 minute on highway? to be able to turn around and get into town, to be able to get to the closest Walmart. Outside of that, the Dollar General, like money laundering scheme that they've got going on, yeah, that's most of the stores between here and Springfield is Dollar General. You've got like Dollar General, you've got Dollar General Market, and you got 2 gas stations. Outside of that, you really ain't got no market. But we do got a few farms around that do fresh fruits and vegetables, but it's the wrong time of fucking year for that shit. Though that time for that growing season is coming up to stardom. If you have any plants, any fruits, any vegetables that you're intending on planting this season, and you're indoors and you have heat, get your plants started. Take this time now to get those sprouts going. Give them that time that they're going to need to turn around and get that strength built up. So that way when you put them out this year, they grow nice, strong, and healthy. That goes for fruits, vegetables, and any other kind of plant that you can think of.
It just took me a minute to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. When it's hot, we wish it was cold. When it's cold, we wish it was warm. It never fails. You know, the thing is, swore the same fucking thing for a long time. Love the snow, but just couldn't live in it. Love the snow, but just couldn't fucking live in it. Well, eventually you turn around and decide to move halfway across the fucking country and you get stuck in it. And then after that happens a few times, you kind of just get used to it. And then once you're sort of used to it, you just kind of learn to work with it. And then once you learn to work with it, it ain't so fucking bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Can I see my breath? Yes. I'm not going to deny that. Are my ears a little red? Kind of. But that's more from warm, not cold, because they're not ice spikes. They're actually warm. No. Not allowed to hunt on the land that we're on. One, the land that we're on is actually too small. It's only a 10-acre lot. Number 2, because of our landlord's son that's over there in the cabin, being on a power trip, he thinks that his mama's 5 acres are his, and he acts like it. So we've pretty much come to the mutual agreement that the property is divided at the creek line that goes and cuts down halfway through the property-ish. So we've only got like 5 acres, but no, not hunting and trapping. We still turn around and end up getting our groceries. We still turn around and go and grab our meat down the list. And I'm honestly a firm believer, if you're not in a position where you honestly have to take down your game, let them live. Let them reproduce, let them repopulate. Let them turn around and grow in their numbers. I mean, come on, we'd have American buffalo here today if it wasn't for the fact of the freaking war against the Native Americans and the fact of ancestors on anyone in this country's side. Okay? It doesn't matter where you're from, unless your family came in after the original quote-unquote settlers came to this land. You've got Native American in you somewhere in your family line. Okay? That's just a fact. Everyone can get over that. Even if it's been bled out of your family, they're there. But inevitably, reality's sake is, it's one of those. Unless you have to turn around and honestly take down your game, unless you are out there in the woods, physically out there having to survive, that you are in a survival situation, I am not a proponent of taking down that game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They won't turn around and sell a true green tomato in a store because they consider it underripe. It's not in their sales practice.
No, but they're really good.
It's just like there's nothing better than an actual quote-unquote turnip coming out of the freaking ground and not turnip, but an actual radish. Okay, store-bought radishes, I can't stand them. We grew radishes last year. Guess who was eating them like candy? The same person that can't stand a radish. We had heirloom tomatoes for like 2 packs, 3 packs, freaking seeds of heirloom tomatoes that were actually considered quote unquote past their prime. We still got like 3 or 4 tomato plants out of it. I think we ended up with like 2 that finally turned around and ended up finalizing out.
Yeah, they kept producing even after they weren't supposed to be producing anymore.
Well, of course, because they were getting what they needed. I mean, no offense, man, that garden out there for tomato, it was great. Not to mention the fact of the wild cherry tomatoes that were out there that nobody understands how they got out there, and I'm looking at it saying, okay, when he was staying out over at the freaking mobile home over there, he was probably turning around and ended up going through and eating freaking tomatoes and tossing them out the fucking door. Or the window. From the bedroom. She said like 3 hours. Well, we've been live for like an hour and a half. Yeah, I know. I love the fact of all the trees out here too, especially when it's actually sunny and I can enjoy them with my hammock. Can't get tomatoes from the store. Last winter we were staying in the cabin. I kind of wish that us and the landlord's son had been able to get along a little bit better. Because had that been the case, we'd still be over in the cabin, which had the wood stove down the list. But we moved into the main building down below the landlord being his mama. So that way, reality's sake is, if it was a family issue for which most of the things involving her son are, it could go to her, or we could be downstairs, we had a door that we could lock, and he doesn't have a key for it. You know, the famous, if it really came down to it, we could lock the door, call the cops, and call it good, but we don't like to call the cops out here. It's not how we settle things. Damn, you went straight for the meat hook? Okay. I could have figured a few cleaner ways to do that. But yay, the king's back. But no, not living in a cabin at this point. The building that we're in right now was only supposed to be 2 apartments when the current owner's parents turned around and set the property and started it. It was only supposed to be 2 apartments, but they took the other half of the materials and they turned around and put 2 more apartments up above, which caused 4 half-finished apartments. But by the time that they were done with that, the income down the list that they needed to continue the project, it crapped out. They had turned around and sawn down every single tree that they possibly could on the property that was worth doing to be able to get lumber down the list. It was an off-grid concept that is still in a work in progress moment. Yeah. The fact that it's 60 by 60 that's like half a bubble on a level off. Yeah. 60 by 60. M&G. M&G. I know you're here. I know you're here. You gotta be. Hey, M&G. Oh, Mr. Foundation Specialist. 60 by 60 slab. Okay. How deep does it go? Figure what? Probably, what, 2-4 feet? Okay, so figure probably 2 to 4 feet deep, 60 by 60. half a bubble off on the level, and no tension, with a 4-apartment building on top. It's fourplex on a 60 by 60, half a bubble off on the level, with no tension. Thoughts?
Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked or pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection. Unsettling? Ask your rheumatologist or revoke. The takedown is yours. With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more smoothly. Deposit checks easily and send money quickly.
No tension wire whatsoever
That's convenience from
in the foundation. 60 by 60, roughly 2 to 4 foot deep, half a bubble off on the foundation.
Supposedly they got footage.
They've got the footings, they just don't have the tension.
Now the MCU started pushing.
That's when the journey begins. Going through the program, having the support that I had really helped me understand what I can accomplish.
And I learned this just by taking classes at night while working a full-time job.
The resources at SNHU were incredible.
I think if I was back at the beginning, I would choose SNHU all over again.
What does searching for a Medicare plan feel like?
It's kind of confusing.
It's so complicated.
Ruth,
It's a pain.
just put the meat hook into M&G already and carry him home.
Less stressful way to find health insurance. To prove it, we found
I mean, shit, y'all are running through three different channels, turning around and playing Catch Me If You Can. Just put the meat hook in him and drag him home.
that fits you. Have to by searching the usual way. On this side, you get to use everything on the whole internet. Except
What?
you can't use eHealth. Maybe you have difficulty matching with eHealth. The people on this side, you guys all get to use eHealth.com. You can even call eHealth. On your mark,
Yep.
get set.
No tension. Well, actually, 2 to 4 foot,
Find your Medicare match.
because we're not sure if it's a 2 foot or a 4 foot.
eHealth.com. Now, let's talk
It has no tension in it.
maybe your needs are changing. You're turning 65.
I'm pretty sure they might have put rebar into it. Mind you, might have, but I've never heard anything from the owners about rebar being put into it, with a fourplex on top. Half a bubble off on the level.
Compare them side by side. Because eHealth carries plans from the nation's top insurance companies. They pay us to help you find a match. That's how eHealth is always a free service. So call or visit eHealth.com to find your match. Now, let's check in on those two groups.
At least now we know Teddy likes to give them some flavor while it's in there. King in a bubblegum condom with that penguin-like pecker of his. At least we know he likes to give him some flavor while he's in there. Okay. Alright. M&G. Hold on. M&G. 60 by 60 by approximately, I'm going to level it at 3. Okay? 60 by 60, 3 foot deep. Might have rebar, might not. I can guarantee you it doesn't have tension. And it has a fourplex on top of it that was only half built, mind you. You know, just enough to get the frame and the shell of it together. And it's a half a bubble off on the fact of its level. How screwed is this apartment, in all honesty? And the buildings are 30 by 60,
Basically,
taking up half the slab on one side. spread across it.
Jack, meet oversight. Oversight? It's nice to finally meet you. Also my dad. Like, seriously?
The apartments are 30 by 60.
Here, Dalton.
Or 30 by, yeah, 30 by
King, I know you don't understand. We're talking contractor, at least baseline contractor.
Dad, what's this about? Jonah Walsh.
We have our fun.
No time for a full brief, but here are the necessary details. High-ranking former U.S. operative. Number 6. Interpol.
Sky, you read that as King had a mission for them with a condom. Oh, God, that's fuck.
From a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, we try to keep it NC-17, folks. We really do, but man, that R-rated comes quick.
Because he was using this takeout menu as a key for a one-time pad. One-time pad, like what's the one? It's a century-old
I caught that before it was redacted.
unbreakable encryption.
And SPS schools are officially closed again for another day. That makes 3 snow days in a row. 3 snow days in a row.
Max dad is oversight. You literally know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I'm not sure if there's actually rebar in it or not.
Secret garage?
That's one thing that I've never heard them bring up, is any rebar being put into it.
Maddie hasn't just been keeping the truth from that. She's been lying to all of us. So once everything
No,
clears,
there's
we'll be in touch. What? Yes, ma'am.
There is? Okay. Then yeah, it should be fine.
I do believe.
I'm just trying to figure out how the hell they turned around and she decided that half a bubble off was fine.
Seriously?
Yeah, she called me this morning and said she might have an opening.
Wait, whose job are you taking?
Can't really talk about it.
Oh.
Tragic.
Oh.
Of course.
No, I know.
But I don't want that
I
on live.
no. No, that wouldn't be a live notation. That would be a I'd have to turn around and get into a private message with him to go over shit like that, because let's get real, if I was to get into half of the actual
Yeah, that's what
considerations that are causing us to really be wanting that wait list to move forward, yeah. Yeah, exactly. The innuendo brains. Everyone knows that we'd love to play with the sewers. They are our happy place.
Oh yeah, he's back, by the way.
Oh, you finally got down past the damn sewer grate to get to him?
Yeah.
Cool.
It took me a little bit.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I'm tired of having to hold that control room.
Father, we're gonna ask you some questions. Listen
Yeah,
up.
it's not, no fucking easy.
Let me know how black ink is.
But yeah, it's been a hell of a week, and it's only Wednesday.
Hey, it's hump day.
It is. Come to think of it, it is. It's hump day.
I can legally say that.
How long's it been sitting here for?
What?
How long's the slab been here for? Over 25 years.
Give or take.
Over 25 years, give or take, with no maintenance. It was poured, set, and left. Our floor is the slab. If that makes it any clearer as to why I constantly bring my feet up and end up sitting, quote unquote, Indian style in a chair. Our floor is the concrete slab.
And even with boots on, it gets cold still. Especially when it's cold sun.
At least over there in the cabin, we were on a wood floor that was actually raised up off the ground and had its freaking shielding around it from the outside. Decline the call, damn it. Thank you. Stop trying to call me in the middle of my live streams. If anybody ever attempts to call me in the middle of a live stream, you know you're immediately getting rejected unless you're family. But yeah, about 25 years with no maintenance. Truth, I'm not sure because most of it's covered up. They turned around and shielded it with freaking laminate and carpet and down the fucking list. Most of the slab right now is covered. I wouldn't even be able to turn around and get a look at it. If I was to show you the back wall, though, I'm sure it would answer a lot of questions. But like I said, I can't do that on a live stream. I would have to do that in a private message. And that's one of those moments. Because man to man, I know there are certain situations for which a lot of people would turn around and decide that, oh, that's a great moment for a live stream to turn around and clip it and decide that, like, adult protective services or whatever are needed. Not understanding the fact that we're grown-ass adults and we know what we're dealing with for the most part, minus like certain specifics for which it's a good thing to turn around and ask an expert about. You know, I could just see that going sideways 100 ways from Sunday from someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing or has no consideration of the possibilities.
That's literally what I get chicks that want to try to they want us to go.
Yeah, they want the financial help from us to continue to fucking rebuild the building when reality sake is it's all going to their fucking alcoholic son. I'm tired of it. Pull up their live stream. Go not full screen, but where you have the comments and all your recommended videos type shit underneath it, and you can hit that comment bar type shit. Go in there, like the middle of your options, it'll say remix. The same spot where you use for clip. Actually, I think clipping and shorts actually might only be creator option. But I know there's options to remix it or green screen it or down the list. Yeah, after the live stream is published, that's when anybody else outside of the channel can do it. The only time I've been able to get access to it, to turn around and do it, is after the live stream is posted. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, if anyone wants to clip a moment in our live streams, go right ahead and do it. Just don't use it for nefarious purposes. Because I know there's a lot of shit that I say out of context that could be taken really fucking badly. Oh no, I wish we could do it while we were live. I wish we could clip moments while we were live, but I know why they don't allow us to do it. It would break it'd break the momentum of it. Because then it'd have to turn around and sit there and buffer while we're doing it. Like when we leave the app. Yeah, exactly, I know. Clippin turned around and actually offered to turn around and do my Discord for me even. And the thing is, I told Clippin point blank, get a hold of me on Discord. I think Clippin got stoned and forgot. But you know what? You realize how nice it is, in my opinion, for us to all be sitting here and have been able to have an actual quote-unquote per se company meeting for almost 2 hours and that it feels like 20 fucking minutes? 20 to 25 years. 20 to 25 years. Yeah, I know the concrete floor is cold. That's why there's like 4 layers of fucking carpet, 3 to 4 layers of carpet anywhere on top of it, outside of the spots where it's bare. But it just radiates the fucking cold, and when we don't have the sun to turn around and warm up the fucking slab, yeah, that's when it starts getting bare bones fucking cold. That's where we're at right now, is even if we wanted to, we can't open the door right now to let that fucking sunlight and that warmth in. You know, it may feel warm, but the air is too cold. Oh, dude, I've got 2 layers of socks and my boots on right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of pants. 2 to 3 overlayers for my shirt, plus the jacket, plus the gloves. I've still got the other wrist warmer glove type thing that goes over these. I just haven't put it on yet because honestly it gets annoying.
Yeah, it ain't cold enough for them yet.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 25 years, I'm pretty, come to find out, yeah, there's rebar in it, but yeah, 25 years with no maintenance, no double checking, no down the list. It's not like they've had anyone come in to inspect it.
We didn't just spend the last year of our lives looking for him so you can avoid him. Why don't you get up there and do some bonding real quick? Over what? The guy's just as emotionally distant and
Oh.
intellectual superiority as he was the day he left. Well, set aside the fact that he just
But yeah, let's get real. No matter how cold it gets, you can always throw on more layers. As long as you're not sweating, that's the only thing that you really got to worry about is when you start sweating or when you start getting those telltale signs of you're just getting too fucking cold. Keep your joints moving, keep your extremities moving. King, we're off grid. There is no heat. We don't have central heating. We never had central heating. Well, not since we moved off grid. So yeah, no, we still ain't got heat. It's why, and mind you, you see the smile on my face. I'm not making this up. This is fucking authentic, okay? It's why we turn around and we laugh. It's so fucking cold that it's fucking with our streams, but we're fine. Personally, ourselves, we're good. It's just the weather sucks. We are a hearty people. The Irish blood runs thick, the potatoes run dry, and thankfully we haven't had another fucking blight since the last one. Fucking 75% of our crop's gone. Sorry to my ancestors, that shit sucked. But no, trust and believe. I wish we could set up a wood stove. That'd be nice. I wish we could set up a fucking wood stove. That'd be nice, but we're not going to be around long enough to need it. That's the thing. Come next winter, we won't be here. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're willing to put up with the fucking cold. We're willing to put up with the winter, but, you know, everyone's got their fucking breaking point. This year is just that year of we're tired of fucking putting up with it. Next year, it ain't going to be a thing. Hopefully.
We moved out here 4 days into winter the year, in fact, in 2023.
Yeah. 4 days into winter of 2023 was our original move-in date. So we've been here through 2 winters.
Well, I want to know why there's a yellow sock outside.
Your dog?
Well,
My dog is stealing socks again.
So, do you want to go get it or give it back? Arthur.
He's grabbing it. I don't have any shoes on, Dad. He
There
does.
ain't no fucking snow right here.
Okay, I didn't know that. Damn.
That's another reason why we're moving.
Hey, people born in Texas do not need to take saddle breaks, okay? Sir, oversized. And you know, while we're at
I don't even see it.
help me out with a little something. All this stuff that's going on with Maddie.
Whatever.
Calling you, days in interrogation. Why was she investigating?
And we got such an apartment and I want it now.
I wanted to see what all the hype was about her. The interrogation was a job interview of sorts. Right after that, she became my handler. Right after that, you last told me you never came back. Was that your handler's idea as well? No, that decision was all mine. When I was first recruited, I thought I could keep Sam.
They built it for a one. They poured it for a 1-story and then built it up to 2.
The more enemies I racked up, and I knew one day they'd come after me like Murdoch came after you.
Sorry, I'm trying to recenter. It's another reason why we're moving. So that's every other fucking day now.
tongue.
What was that our coworker, can't remember which one it was, but what was that one of our coworkers said about, if you're not here for the fucking bad days, then don't deserve to be here for the good? It's just not fucking quick. The entire fucking mentality of, God, I hate bipolar. God, I hate bipolar. He gives us not more than we can handle. He gives us not more than we can handle. He gives us not more than we can handle. Sometimes I really fucking question that statement. That's even coming from a fucking ordained minister, but sometimes I question that statement, but he gives us not more than we can handle. Fucking breathe and move through it. Breathe and move through it. Alright. So we got two options for the next video. Because no matter what, I'm recording sometime tonight or sometime tomorrow. I'm recording before the fucking next live stream, that's for sure. But we've got two options. Are we doing Call of Duty? Or are we doing a continuation run of the fact of Airborne 8? Which one do y'all want to see? Because we're going to keep the settings the same as what we did for the last video, and we're going to see if that works. Oh, well, I figured you would say COD. That's why I figured we'd have at least a 1-for-1 somewhere. But yeah, if we can fix the recording of it, if we have the recording fixed like we're thinking, then yeah, it should come in clear. It's what we're hoping for, because like I said, I have the original file of that 720 match, and that 720 definition just was not enough. But maybe with 1080p it might fix it. I mean, I'm hoping that it fixes it. But yeah. And or does anybody have any good mobile games that they know of that have controller support? You know, actual decent mobile games that have controller support, even if I have to put up with the ads. Because, like, even in the fact of Airborne 8, I've still got to deal with ads. I just got really, really lucky that I ended up hitting that loop where they weren't there for a little while. But, I mean, I think we've broken the system and figured out how to finally fix it. We just need mobile games that have controller support. And hopefully the 1080p recording is enough to solve it entirely. Because that HD file, I think, is what really turned around and helped with the fact of the last upload that we did. I think it honestly is probably the only reason why that video actually worked. But if we've only got one vote... Wait a minute. We can't have a democracy with only one vote. Somebody else throw their vote. Damn it.
What?
Alright.
What?
fine.
What?
We had 3 viewers when the theory was fucking thrown originally as the freaking video. That's officially 2 out of 3. Well, technically that's 2 out of 4. So we need one more vote. And thankfully my dog can't talk, or he'd probably do it just to spite me. Yeah, fuck it, COD. I want to see if it works.
And that's the point I was trying to get at.
No, I know. I've just been putting off the fact of wanting to see if it works with COD, because if it doesn't work with COD, it's going to annoy the hell out of me. But that's fine, because there's other mobile games out there that have controller support.
Yeah.
There are other mobile games out there that have the ability to be played with a controller. I mean, let's get real. Airborne 8, they have 4 different ways of turning around and accelerating and decelerating for pretty much every possible known combination that we've ever ran into across any gaming platform ever when you have a controller, because they did universal gamepad. If more mobile games would do universal gamepad for their system, it would help. It would get their games out there a lot faster. Because I'm sorry, I can't play Call of Duty with thumbs. And I know that when I play with my controller, I am putting myself into lobbies that have other players with controllers. People with thumbs are not in those lobbies. So I'm not taking advantage of my opponents at that point.
No.
Actually, I haven't turned around and gotten into Warframe or Diablo at this point. A lot of it was the fact that I was tired of having to use thumbs. I mean, I love a good mobile game, but when I have to use thumbs, it just annoys the hell out of me. I would much rather sit there with a controller. It's that much more comfortable. But my adopted stepbrother Gregory, he used to play Diablo 3 all the fucking time. I used to love watching him play. I never actually managed to get into the game. Never had time for. Because every single time that I went over there to turn around and game...
Diablo is almost as bad as Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly. And
timeline-wise.
yeah, exactly. And no offense meant, every time that I'd go over there with... And every time I'd go over there to Sammy and Gregory's and over to Sam's, I'd turn around and get caught up in the fact of the Halo matches while we were turning around and recording for Red versus Blue. Back before it was fucking sold to Rooster Teeth. Anybody wants to come at me for that one, come at me for that one, because Rooster Teeth ruined that fucking show. I know the original creators of that show and the original voice actors for that show. They ruined it. I can't say their names because I don't want to get them in trouble for any documents that they signed at the time. But if y'all were paying attention, you know. Sorry guys, that tangent hit deep. It's funny, some of the best memories I have growing up were in gaming. Those weekend tournaments, the fact of getting all the freaking friends together, the fact of turning around and spending 3-4 days on the fact of energy drinks and nothing but unbridled caffeine and fucking gamer rage. And the total annihilation that it caused. That is something this new generation is going to miss out on so severely because everything's going online. All of our games are online now. I mean, yeah, we've got the multiplayer servers, but it's just not the same. It really isn't. Oh my god. Nintendo's Paperboy? Well, is it messed up that the last time I remember playing Paperboy, it wasn't even on a Nintendo? It was on a Game Boy. The black and white screen, big gray Game Boy. Paperboy.
Yeah.
Big fat deck Game Boy.
And it was a fucking arcade before it ever became a Game Boy. What's your point?
Yeah, I know, but I was only like 5 or 6 at the time when I turned around and first ran into it, so...
What's your point?
Okay, fine, that's fair as fair. You got me by a generation. I can never win. Love you.
I remember myself, I was becoming commercial.
Big giant bricks.
I remember the first flip phone. Sold to the public.
Truth be told, a little bit of everything and anything. When it comes to games, a little bit of everything and anything. I mean, the thing is, truth, there's one game I wish I could get my hands on. But now that I don't have my Xbox anymore, it's kind of mute. Because if I honestly had my Xbox, and I was able to actually turn around and have a working console again, I'd turn around and end up taking that Xbox, and I'd turn around and end up biting the bullet and hoping to turn around and be able to spend like the $60 or so that it would take to be able to get the fact of fucking Most Wanted for the PS2 remaster that went out to Xbox. Because I've been trying to get my hands on a PS2 and the PS2 version of Most Wanted for so long that every time I do, I come into the fact of games that, due to gamers like me that just had those certain points in that game that we all just love to fuck around on, that I run into the laser burns. You know, and once you get those fucking laser burns into the disc, there's nothing that can be done about it. And the problem is, a lot of us, we burned out the fact of our fucking PS2 discs on Most Wanted at the start. Because we've turned around and beat that game so many times that, alright, now we don't have an issue putting in the cheats. Now we can turn around and say, alright, we've earned the fact of turning around and playing with full nitrous all the time. Or we've earned the fact of a speed timer, speed break that doesn't run out. Because we've beat the game. Now let's have some fun. Let's get into some real chases. Disc replay? I haven't. I can honestly say I've never heard of them. Ooh, King's making his first protein drink. What flavor? What flavor? And yes, Fable. Fable, I love it. It's an easy game to sit there and play when I'm stoned. I just have to sit there and make a choice. For better or for worse. And I love the fact that they changed the game and the ending depending on just how you have balanced yourself between good and bad through the series. Oh, that's gonna be tasty. That's gonna be tasty. Ah, okay. Okay. I might have to look them up. But yeah, I mean, I would love to get my hands on Most Wanted again. Yeah, I know. I know. You've got 2 friend requests sitting there. Jack Jekyll and Jack Jekyll 02. Jack Jekyll is my high level account at like I want to say it was 120 or 150 something. 02 is my secondary account because there's a lot of people that I wanted to play with and actually turn around and get into the game with, but their levels were too low. So, yeah. I had to have that secondary account there. Truth is, we've been trying to run the fact of the game on the secondary account for the first while, but I might just say screw it and go back into my main. Fuck. Do you realize how long it's been since I've heard anyone bring up the game Max Payne? Like, seriously, just how long it's been? Max Payne? The game? But then again, we're talking the same community that turned around and caused Doom to be able to be played on a freaking calculator. Oh shit. Yeah, definitely. Go finish the laundry. Go do what you gotta do, hon. You got this. You got this. Sissy, we'll catch you later.
Hey, at least you inherited my brain.
Yeah, I know, but my father's temper.
Well, my IQ even.
Yeah, your brain's your IQ, your silver tongue, my father's temper, and at times, depending on the idiocy of the individual, his aggression. Look, I'm not gonna say that Kenna is a very calm person all the time. But Kenna is definitely doing better over the years of continuing to stay calm or stay flexible versus...
Oh, why don't you tell the truth? That's only been for the last 9 years, because you came home 10 years ago.
Hey, I'm not...
I threw you into politics.
I haven't even gotten into that yet, but yeah, I know it's only been like the last third of my life that I've been balancing out. That's what happens when you move out of the home of someone that told you that your mother was dead for 15 years. When you come home to your supposedly dead mother. So yeah, I know. Amazing how well it fucking balances out after that, ain't it? I still hate that word. Would you stop cussing? I hate that word.
But you're good at it.
I may be good at that word, but it doesn't mean that I like that word. That word has a lot of bad connotations anymore, especially with a psychotic, fake, tan, false-wigged individual in office. Again. 34 felonies later and an entire fake revolution. How the hell did he snowball the country? I mean, I get it. Sleepy Joe needed some more fucking wake-up pills. But how the fuck did we get a 34-time convicted felon into office? He stole the nuclear football. You know, the briefcase that tells them, hey, it's time to launch them? He stole it after he was taken out of office. And we put him back in there? Are we crazy? There are better options. Fuck, I would have voted for Titus first. Vote Titus, vote Carlin, vote anybody except for the fucking psychopath that we already took out of there once.
By putting him back in, that means now we know what we're dealing with because we've already dealt with it, so we're more prepared. Or so that would be their fault.
He still wants our neighbor not only to pay for the wall that's going to keep them out, but build the wall that's going to keep them out.
I know.
That's like the fucking South Park episode when they turned around and got overran. They built a fucking wall through the center of town and they left doors inside of it because they got tired of fucking not being around each other. I love South Park, but fuck, sometimes it's perfect commentary on where the fuck this country is going. It's just like the winter. Blame Canada. Yeah, definitely gonna have to get used to it. There are some that it's an acquired taste. There are some that taste better than others. You just gotta find the ones that you like and work for you. In a museum. In a museum. You're shitting me, right? Please tell me you're joking. In a museum? Nah. King, you're right, I haven't caught that one. I actually don't know that one.
Nope, I got a couple of cheap lips cartel killers hunting me. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we've lost the other.
Yeah, exactly. I was 3. When that one came out, I was 3. There's no way I'd remember it. My first memories were at like 5 years old.
Okay, which one?
Elemental Gearbolt, 97.
Pull them out the second I have their exact location. Jack, now that you know who Oversight is, I can tell you that that man has saved my life more times than I can even.
As Mama Canna just drops her head with that grin. Oh.
That's as bad as Thundercats in 85.
Hey, Thundercats for 85 is good. I'm sorry, the remake for Thundercats was crap.
Actually, they tried, but they failed on that. Because mutants were never. Yeah.
Any chance you could use the burst to triangulate their exact position?
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. Thanks a lot for bringing up the fact that over the years I got really good at politics, because, I guess this is where we're going now.
Why? What happened?
Okay. I remember when the United States used to be called America, too. That was back when America was actually number 1. We're not number 1 anymore. I'm sorry to burst people's bubbles. I'm sorry if it offends anyone in the United States at this point in time. But we are not number 1 in the world anymore. We are not the top dog. We are not the top player. We are the top military threat. Do not get me wrong in that. As far as military threats go, we are the biggest one in the world, because we protect every single other country's border at our own expense, while our people suffer for it, because the shit that they need is not being covered. But we are not number 1 in education. We are not number 1 in healthcare. We are not number 1 in the fact of mental health. We are not number 1 in medical. We are not number 1 in human rights. We're not number 1 in anything anymore other than political, indomitable military might. And even being number 1 with military might, we still can't even turn around and end up giving the ones that went overseas to do the things that most people can't do. Things that most people can't bring themselves to do. They come home, and we don't even have the funds to cover them to make sure that they're taken care of for their service.
For which was in their contract with the U.S. government.
Fuck's sake. Over 30 to 50% of our homeless right now in this country, they served overseas. They served in our military. They have done things that people would wish no one to have to fucking do. And they were just left to turn around and just succumb to everything. It ain't fucking right. I watched my grandfather die over complications from the fact of his time in service. Mostly due to the fact of the psychological affects which caused him to destroy his liver with the fact of brandy. But, nevertheless, you know? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is a Walkman doing in the museum? I mean, come on. If you're not old enough to know what a floppy disk is, you don't need to be on the channel. That's my theory. Because if you don't know what a floppy disk is, you can't help keep NORAD running if this country collapses. For real. People think NORAD is like the movie War Games. We've had foreign dignitaries come over to the U.S. expecting fucking war game style NORAD. When they get shown that it's a 1970s, 1960s computer and a single screen and it's running on floppy disks, they ask where the real one's at. It makes me laugh. It really does.
Yeah.
Because some of our technology is just so fucking old and outdated, per se, that it is the most secure thing that we could run our systems with. Because it can't be hacked. Not by standard means. Most people nowadays wouldn't know how to hack it. And even if they did, they'd get caught so quickly that they wouldn't be a threat anymore.
Not necessarily get caught.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah, ultimately, it's amazing how some of the quote-unquote oldest tech that we have in this country is what keeps it safe. And the problem is the new generation has no idea how to keep it running. I think, honestly, my generation is the last generation that honestly knows even half of the systems that are involved with that.
So that thing you asked about coming to work for your family?
Because the new generation, when they were turned around and they had a floppy disk put in front of them, they didn't know what it was. When they had a keyboard and a mouse put in front of them to play a game, they couldn't figure it out. They had a controller with a screen up there. They were touching the fucking screen trying to make it work like a touch screen with the controller in front of them. The new generation is fucked. And I'm going to be the first one to fucking say it. I am actually fucking concerned for the country after my generation goes to hell. Because, yeah, this new one may be tech savvy, but they're not going to be able to run the fact of the systems that need to be ran to keep our fucking country safe. They don't know what the systems are to begin with. Sorry guys, total tangent, but it really is a scary fucking thought, ain't it?
Director Weber just offered me a job, and I accepted. So I think we're all going to be working together.
Hi, Keen. I see you waving down there. Right? Right? Held on to all of the older tech as long as we could until it turned around and failed. It hit the bag. I heard it hit the bag. There's a tobacco bag. That moment of now needs a tobacco bag. Yeah, I know I wouldn't have needed to refill it had my dog not dumped it. My dog was being an ass this morning, but his paws were cold, so I get it. But yeah, to whoever put the Walkman inside of the fucking museum, that was a great joke. But come on, take it back. Take it off the shelf. It's not that old yet. It doesn't belong there.
It's not over 100 years old.
Nope. Oh, and to the British Museum. Okay? A total fucking side tangent here. But considering that we have people from England that stop into our channel, to the British Museum, you state that you don't have room to show off the hundreds of thousands of British artifacts that you have inside of your warehouses, that there's not enough room to show them off. Return the artifacts to their other countries for the other areas for which that most of the artifacts that you are displaying are being from. Allow them to fill their museums with their country's artifacts and display your own. You have shelf space for the hundreds of thousands of artifacts that you are not showing the British people. You just have to return the shit from Egypt, China, and otherwise. Come on. Yeah, Smithsonian too. I know, I've been to the Smithsonian. It's fucked up because they say the same damn thing. They don't have the room to show off the American artifacts. Well, you sure as shit would if you turned around and returned all the shit to Egypt that you took. The human remains that you still have inside of your lockers that you are claiming for your museum that need to be returned to the country of origin so they can rest peacefully. They're not a fucking science project. They were graves. There is a difference between archaeology and grave robbing. When you don't return the artifacts to the place that they were set, it's grave robbing. If it's from another country and you haven't returned it, and it's been over 5 or 10 years, it's grave robbing. All the Native American artifacts that are sitting inside of freaking goddamn museums right now that should be returned to the tribes people. It's grave robbing. But I'm sorry, I just happened to end up reading the fact of a freaking news article about it, stating that they didn't have enough space to display artifacts from their home country because there wasn't enough shelf space in the museum. And it floored me. Because the minute that I turned around and rationalized that, it hit that switch. Because they've had those artifacts for over 50 years. They've had plenty of time to study those artifacts. They need to be returned. The U.S. wants to make peace with people, and honestly wants to make peace with other countries. Return their ancestral heritage. If you want to make peace with the 1.8% of the Native Americans that are left in this country, return their ancestors' artifacts. Give them back their cultural heritage. Stop turning around and saying that they're not a quote-unquote U.S. citizen because of this, that, or the other. Fuck's sake, they were the ones that owned the land that y'all stole. And that's coming from an American to Americans.
And it's documented in history. So,
I've had family that's fought on both sides of the Civil War. I have had family members that have been involved in the Revolutionary War of America. I have had family members that were involved in the takeover of this country. I've also had family members that were involved in trying to protect their land from the invaders that were coming in trying to steal it. That lovely little 1.8% that's left due to the last U.S. Census. But yeah, there is no such thing as an illegal alien in this country, because every single American in this country wasn't invited originally. Oh, I bet it was. Turning around and getting them to use a rotary phone. The look of irritation on their faces trying to dial 7 digits. Oh.
until you learn how to do it really quick, and you realize the door has to all the way back.
Yep.
By like one number.
Yep. But yeah, the new generation wouldn't know how to turn around and do it quickly. They'd be waiting for it to rotate all the way back. It's great. It really is funny getting the new generation to turn around and end up trying to fucking use the things that we grew up with and watching them just dumbfaced and baffled. Put a kid from a modern day school inside of an escape room with all the instructions written in cursive.
They'll never get out.
Because they don't teach cursive anymore.
Nope.
something that I was almost held back in school for not being able to do properly.
The day they quit teaching cursive in school was the day that it, yeah. But no.
Wow, we're almost 2.5 hours in. I didn't even realize that. The tangents are real today. But Cannon's getting stoned for the first time in like a week, so the tangents are better. At least when they're good mood tangents. One moment. Just one moment. Thank you, lovely lady. I appreciate that, because my presence on screen, I still do end up contending with stage fright, though I try to push it out of my mind. The stage isn't for everyone. I'm just trying to push past it. Okay, we're back. Needed to reload. But yeah, I've always been told that, but I guess it's something psychological in my head that I guess as much as people say it, I don't believe it. But I have to believe it because I want to believe that people would tell me the truth. And the thing is, if our viewers would actually all comment, when they're popping in, instead of just sitting in the background per se, thinking that because we're having, say, a conversation related to business, or that we're in the middle of a tangent due to gaming, or down the list, if a lot of our viewers would just put comments into the chat, it would actually continue to flow a lot more naturally. Because if you guys have noticed, well, you guys, you gals down the list, if you've ever noticed, the only time I ever truly slow down and actually start to kind of fumble and flop like a fish out of water is when the chat turns around and ends up basically going void and no one's talking. But that's because then I know I'm in a room by myself trying to fill airtime that, reality's sake is, starts to make me feel insane. And it's the honest truth. It's something that I don't think most people really consider when they start a channel, is if you hit that dead space inside of a live stream, you're talking to yourself. It's why, as much as I know that certain audios can get me in trouble, it's why I try to keep my mouth running. It's why, no, don't. I'm doing it as a test run. I'm keeping the screen off the screen, but the audio can sit there. I might get content ID'd. I can argue that later. We'll deal with it if it comes up. I got this. Yeah, I know. It's the ADHD. It's the ADD. It's the fact that reality's sake is, when I end up turning around and clocking off for the day per se, and I'm actually finally done for the night, how many people know the name Simon Whistler? If you know the name Simon Whistler, you know why my head is full of so much random fucking information that I really don't need but I can't get rid of. Because that Brit has shoved so much freaking information into my brain that it is unreal. It's just like his original writer Carl over at Fact Fiend. Mr. Smallwood has turned around and shoved a lot of information into my brain too. on a lot of different subjects. And man, I can literally just geek out with him in the best of my days. Because that man is a through and through comic book, down the list aficionado and nerd, and I love it. But yeah, Simon is what I fall asleep to. Speaking of, if Simon ever sees this video, stop calling your 12-hour live streams 12 hours, or sorry, your 12-hour videos 12 hours, when you're cutting them at like 11 and 15 or 11 and 45. That's not 12 hours. Simon, where's the missing footage? I want to know. Release the tapes. Oh, put the younger generation in a freaking escape room with things that we used as we were growing up. They'll be there for hours. You could actually get some real quiet time at that point, because we'd make sure that it was soundproof, but that there was mics and so on and so forth, so that way, you know, the ones that were actually watching, making sure that people were safe, could know what was going on. But their room would be soundproof too, so that way we wouldn't have to listen to it. The only reason that they would ever turn around and bother us is if someone got hurt. Otherwise, they can stay in the soundproof box until they escape. Oh my god, Lost in the Matrix. Lost in the Matrix. Oh no. No. Y'all, don't put me in the Matrix. First thing I'd do is try to be Neo.
No doubt.
Take the fucking red pill. I'm not questioning it. I want to go down the rabbit hole. See how far it goes. Because he only got out of it and turned around and had full control of it after that moment. That was the moment that Neo took full control and was able to do pretty much whatever he wanted. I mean, think about it. For all of the hardships that he went through to that point, after he took that pill and went down the rabbit hole, how much easier did it get for him? Things that should have killed most characters, he just walking on ice. But hey, Keanu was good at what he does. Oh, I know, being able to slow down time to the point that you can just drop and watch all of them fly over you. The literal first inception of an in-movie speedster. Because that's literally what it is. He may as well just be tapped into the fucking Speed Force and be canonically linked in with Barry Allen and the rest of them. Because they are the only other characters on film that have ever been able to turn around and produce said effect. You know, Barry Allen, Quicksilver down the list. Oh wait, sorry, I'm linking different universes that apparently aren't supposed to be linked because their fucking writers couldn't agree and get along. But I totally fucking ship the fact that every single one of these freaking canonic universes between DC, etc., that they are connected because there are canonical links if you go back far enough. I mean, the X-Men are still connected to the fact of Wolverine. Well, sorry, the X-Men are connected over to fucking Deadpool. But because Marvel and DC can't get along, all of the little bullshit in betweens. I mean, they could have made the Deadpool movie so much better had they just given a little bit of leeway. The kid from Terminator all growing up. Little Sean Connor all growing up. Little John Connor all growing up.
Oh, I gotta get a hold of a couple. I gotta remember to get a couple of people and have them go online and Google Frozen 3 for their previews.
Yeah.
And have them go through that.
Okay, here's my problem with every single one of those previews for Frozen 3. They're using backlog catalog footage of Frozen 2 and 1.
No. We're talking from the creators at this point. They got it out of where this is leading.
Okay.
They need to go back. They need to. I need a couple people to go in there and read it because I know their kids are like Frozen fanatics.
Yeah.
And come 2020 next year, they're going to want to fucking go see it.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure mom's going to want them to go see it necessarily.
Yeah, because if the possibilities that they've been throwing about the fact of where that script's going to lead are
They're going to say
true,
that's where it's leading. It's already a done deal.
okay, well then yeah, there's going to be a lot of parents that reality's sake is as much as a lot of their children may like Frozen. Frozen 3 may not be the one for them to go see unless they are open to thought and not bigoted towards it. Because from the creators, apparently Anna and Elsa are going to be an item. But considering the fact that they were both independently brought up from a magical divine wish of a quote-unquote present of a gift to their parent, you know, what you choose to do with that is what you choose to do with that. We're talking a totally canonical fictionary fucking tale at this point. But you know what? I'm all fucking for it. You know why? Because it means that Disney is finally breaking some fucking new territory and finally turning around and deciding to fucking step out of the box and not following the ways of their bigoted fucking creator that started their company. I mean, come on. Walt Disney, as much of a great animator as he was, Walt Disney, he fully supported Auschwitz. Okay? It's a known fact. It is a, you can look it up. You can fact check it. Walt Disney supported Auschwitz. Okay? So, any move that the fucking company makes to turn around and try to be more inclusive, I'm all fucking for it. Considering where their creators stood. I mean, he turned in people as quote unquote, commie sympathizers just because he didn't like them. It had nothing to do with whether they supported the quote-unquote Reds or not. It was the fact that he just didn't like them. And he knew that if he put in the phone call and he said, hey, so-and-so is working with the commies, they're gone. They're going into a nice little black site for a while that, until they answer said questions and sign the papers, they're not getting out of it.
But here's the clincher. Where Anna was supposed to be normal, she's not.
No, I know. If anyone, I'm not going to throw too many fucking spoilers out there for the movie. But if anyone really stops to look at the fact of 1 and 2, especially number 1 for how that all played out, they would realize what Anna's ability is going to be. Because there's only one thing that can melt ice. And I'm going to leave it at that. And it's really fucked up because it's a movie series that I never honestly thought that I would turn around and actually truly like. I mean, I honestly thought it was going to be that little kid fucking fairy tale princess bullshit again. Just like most of the other Disney movies. But, yeah. Kudos to them. They're breaking fucking new territory. They're breaking new ground. They just might want to really consider how they're going to turn around and run this because, well, depending on how they turn around and play this towards the fact of the connection, it's going to turn around and decide whether it's an actual success or whether it just flops and creates so much fucking bad criticism that they'll never do it again. And I'm not pushing for either direction. I really hope that they're understanding of where they're going with this and that they really think it through. Because if they do it properly, then yeah.
It'd be awesome.
It'd be a first.
Yeah, it would be.
The stream of tangents. What'd you do? What, the pokey? What? Metal pipe? So it's been sitting inside of a fully heated up freaking blanket for about an hour. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I would have left it on covered for a moment and let it turn around and breathe.
I was.
It's not long enough. Yeah.
Air pressure against it coming down.
Oh man. Screw it. We're just gonna let it go for the next 20 minutes. I did not intend that pun, but it fucking played out perfectly. But we're gonna let it go for the next 20 minutes. I might as well just call it at a 3-hour stream flat. It hasn't broken today. It hasn't turned around and done any of the general bullshit that it would normally throw. I'm gonna take it for what it's worth and run with it. I'm not. I don't think. Oh wait, yes I am. Hold on. Off the win stream. Question: is stream broken up today, or is it actually coming in clear? Because I know I still got viewers in the audience at this point. If someone could answer that for me, I'd really appreciate it. Is it actually broken up today, or is it coming in clear? Because if it's coming through clear, then I'll leave it be. If it's coming in broken up, then I'm going to turn around and shut off the Wi-Fi and go from there. Okay. I'll live with decent. I'll live with decent. As long as it's not pixelating to the point that people can't see.
Tony, please stop.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate that because that's always my worry is that with the fact that's always my worry is the fact that with the fact of signal and the way it all plays around here, that because of the fact of reception and the fact of broken internet boxes on the fucking roads down the list, that shit's gonna get broken up and fucking scattered. But I can't wait for the next video. I'm actually looking forward to the next video for once. Cool. I'm glad that it's actually coming in clear. But yeah, I can't wait for the next video. Right now? Okay, hold up. I'm going to assume, alright? I'm going to do this first off under assumption. I'm going to assume that it's about 5:15, 5:30, but hold on, let me check. 5:21. 5:21 currently. We're over in Central Standard Time. Yep, you're dead. Okay.
So you went from 3:30 to 6:30, depending on where you're at.
Yep, depending on where you're at on the country, it's 3:30 to 6:30. Yeah, so technically, I'm if I'm not mistaken, pretty much in the prime time for where most of the country would be sitting right now.
Mountain County, they're at 4:30.
The only thing I have to worry about now at this point is over on the West Coast, all of the teenagers are getting out of school. So I might have a few people I have to kick later.
They've all been out of school all day anyway, which is interesting. Or did you forget about the snow?
Not on the West Coast. I'm talking California.
Yeah.
Oregon, Washington.
Oregon, Washington.
You know, all of that for the fucking first time zone. Because they're just coming out through, because they're all just coming out through freaking lunchtime, or end of day. Dependently. California public schools, I know my school system.
Yes.
They suck.
Washington and Oregon will shut down.
Indiana, okay. So we've pretty much hit all 4 time zones in the country. And accordingly to the fact of the YouTube analytics, we've hit anywhere between 9 to 13 different countries. Because they revoked like 3 of them, but I don't know what the fuck happened with that. But we've gotten to like 13 different countries altogether. Yeah. Small wins. Yeah, it's always 4:20 somewhere, right? Technically, the clock inside of the living room is broken. It got set at 4:20. It's always 4:20 in the kitchen. Last 15 stream. If only because I like to cut these streams roughly at almost even numbers, usually. Unless we're doing a 4:20 stream, and at that point, well, reality's sake is there's no hold bar. It goes till 4 hours and 20 minutes no matter what. But I don't think we're doing a 420 stream today. I think we're going to take the time to actually have some time to get some recording in for the fact of the games. Here's the thing. I did a test run with Call of Duty last time when it was on a lower resolution. I had my face cam up, okay, but I forgot to turn the sound on. I'm pretty sure I deleted that one because I had the hard file for it for a little while, but I think that one's actually deleted. But I mean, I've got the ability to have the face cam up. I'm just not sure if y'all would rather have the face cam up with the external bullshitting going on in the background, knowing that I just zone out and kind of get silent while I'm gaming, or if it would just be better to leave the face cam off and just go with the straight gameplay and maybe a watermark. You know? One of those. Any input? Because we do like to listen to our audience on their opinion. You know, it doesn't always mean that the audience's opinion is always going to be enacted, but it is nice to hear the audience's opinion in it. And if anyone's catching this stream after it's been live, and you're catching it after it's been uploaded, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let us know. Oh, I know, right? COD crashes everything. From 7 different streamers that I've seen streaming COD, even with OBS running in their system, from California all the way to the East Coast, every single one of their streams comes in lag. It's something about the live stream and YouTube. They work together, but they don't perfectly function together. They sort of mesh, but they don't mesh. Honestly, Emily, the thing is, when I was turning around and running the face cam on the last one, I thought that I had my system settings set to where I had the external microphone being recorded, but I forgot to turn around and change the settings. So that whole entire fucking video, I only had the fact of the game recording, and when I went to go rewatch it before I posted it, I realized it, so it just sat there. But, I mean, I was turning around and sort of bullshitting at least while I was dealing with it. It's just, I tend to get really quiet when I get into the zone in gaming, so if I don't have an audience there to actually give that interaction, then it's possible that it might just go quiet for the fact of the camera. But honestly, I'd consider it just like any other live stream where I've tried to game. I mean, I go gaming and I have the fact of my live stream up and I've got my little camera circle or whatever over here in the corner type deal. I just get a little bit more, what's the word? A little bit more, not functionality, a little bit more editability. I know that's not a fucking word, but can of stone, so give me a chance. Oh, I know. It's just, you know, reality's sake is, I know that there are some people that when they turn around and they tune in for a game stream, they like to have the fact of that quote-unquote ability to have the quote-unquote reactions of the creator. Whereas I know there are some that just, reality's sake, more or less, would rather just watch the gameplay. Because my personal opinion, sometimes the camera does get in the way, but I can turn around and resize it down the list, to turn around and fix that. So, mind you, I'm not paid for any of my opinions. I'm not paid to turn around and give shout outs to companies. But truth, once you turn around and get out of the free version and you actually go to the paid version of Mobizen for the screen recording, it's not so bad. I'm actually starting to like it. The only thing I don't like about Mobizen is they've got this little adapter, and in my opinion, it's just a few wires, a chip, and a piece of plastic, and a switch that it'll turn around and allow you to basically do it without having to touch your screen. and be able to turn around and get it to where it's independently, quote unquote, singled out from all the other audio. I mean, I get that it's a function that's necessary, but the other 3 functions on that switch are already accessible in the app itself. It's not worth $40 in an adapter to do it. So they're not getting my money at that point. But for a few bucks a month, being able to screen record and get good quality video, that's an upside. Having the ability to change your watermark and actually take their watermark out of the video, like it would be there on the free side, and change it to your own custom watermark, that's an upside. Yeah, it's a good option for cheap streaming, for the fact of video recording, etc., for the fact of, like, small channel. Granted, I'm not paid to endorse them, I'm not paid to promote them, but when something works, why not share it? Oh no, that's the thing. Unlike when we're live streaming, I'm not fighting the fact of trying to run Signal for 2 separate apps at that. Well, okay, Hannah, you're a little bit stoned. You know what you're trying to say. Slow down. Because you just did dumb statement. I'm still running Signal for 2 apps, but the screen recorder takes such little data to run that in itself, it's not like I'm trying to turn around and upload the fact of the video directly, because it's our upload speed that's killing us. That's why we can't live stream our games. It's because we're only uploading at like 0.4 to 0.8 megabits per second. Yesterday over at the neighbors, we got lucky. We were able to turn around and hook up to the Wi-Fi over there. We got onto Verizon and we got like 4 megabits per second, which was freaking awesome. But we can't turn around and live stream in the trailer where we get the good connection. So, you know, variability there.
Alright guys, maintain your heading, you're almost there. It's just over the next hill.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I was figuring was like more cinematic style, because reality's sake is, I think the gameplay honestly speaks for itself. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that I'm the best COD player there is, okay? I've got plenty of times where it is strictly just a straight up moment of luck that saved my ass. Alright? But even with, like, I don't know, 50 to 70% accuracy, it still makes for some good fun.
Guys, this little therapy session is gonna need to be put on hold. We're tracking a truck. It's headed your way, 10 miles out. If you would like to save Jeff, you need to come up with a plan. Right now.
But yeah, ultimately it is what it is. Time to get the feet off the ground. So, fair heads up, we're into like the last 6 minutes of the stream. If anyone has any final thoughts, any final comments that they want to turn around and try to get in, because I know that there is a slight delay through the internal system of YouTube, not within my control, that causes them to slowly roll in like a couple of minutes after they get sent. Do me a favor and throw them now, because we're in the final 6 minutes of the stream. And as always, if you've liked our stream, if you want to turn around and hang around, if you want to turn around and be able to catch into future streams, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, turn it to all. Be notified. With the fact that our videos are finally fixed, or at least we think they're fixed, we might be getting the uploads out more often. Because it's not that hard to get a few game sessions in for a day and then turn around and end up actually posting them off in time frame. As long as the weather holds up and Mother Nature doesn't give us another fat snow job like she did this season, we'll be alright.
This is pretty amazing. I could go on a vacation with this money. I have quite a few prescriptions.
That's why people call us. We're gonna compare plans.
You know the sad part? I used to sing when I was in my teens one of my friends tried to get me into their quote-unquote cover band at the time. The stage fright killed me enough that I couldn't do it, and I cracked my voice with the fact of training. So, since that time, yeah, even I have to openly admit, a little bit of a psychological thing on my side. But I've never thought of my voice as a documentary voice. Not once. Though, don't get me wrong, I've had the thought process of, well, if Simon can turn around and make a video of like 10 random facts, if I could find 10 random facts, I could probably do the same thing. But then I feel like I'm stealing his fucking ideas, man. I mean, Kevin and the rest of the guys over in the writer's basement, they do a lot of fucking work to keep that channel going. I mean, Simon may read it, but they write it. And Dave's blind, so for a blind guy to be writing scripts of that quality, come on now. You gotta give the writers some love over there. I mean, hell, Kevin even personally responded to one of my comments earlier this week. I thought it was fucking awesome that he was out of the basement and getting sunlight. Oh, we're gonna have a good night regardless. Regardless, we can't turn around and let moments of rational irritability get the best of us all day, can we? And let's get real, that makes for no fun. You know, I made a notation in Teddy's stream yesterday. I think I'm going to follow through with it. We're officially going to end up removing any of the shorts and or any of the content per se outside of like live stream that had any form of a schedule on it, because I'm coming up to a conclusion. The schedule is not exactly working. I mean, I can always give a heads up somehow, some way, and if my subscribers have their notifications set to all, they'll get that notification that we're going live. But I think we need to pull the schedule off, because that schedule has been changed like 2-3 times, and I think those shorts that are still circulating with the old schedules, I think they need to be removed, because I think that's actually hurting the viewership. That might be partially what's throttling my numbers right now, because everyone's expecting a certain time, Central Standard Time, but then we have those moments where we have to start like 15-20 minutes late, or we get set back by like an hour or two, or we end up having the fact of wanting to start like an hour and a half early because we're just in that mood, but our schedule says this, so we're holding back. I think they're coming off the channel. I think the schedule is just going to go poof. And for those that do watch our live streams and do make it to the end of our videos, even for those that have been in the video through the video, guys, community posts. I mean, I put my community posts out there for the community, but I know that YouTube doesn't exactly push it through to everyone's screen. If you're really wondering what's going on the channel, trust and believe, we usually end up getting at least 1 or 2 posts out per week. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee that we're always going to set them out, but guarantee if a community post comes out, something's going on with the channel. And it's a good way to find out. And I think it works a lot better than trying to turn around and just push it out through shorts and hope that it randomly hits the right members of the audience.
I think the ones with the timelines on out, and the shorts that don't have the timeline on them, I agree. And those are going to pull your demographic to begin with, not counting the ones that we actually have the other side of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, it's like last night.
It's going to hit the ones
You know what?
that you probably don't normally hit.
You know what? I think we're screwed. I think we're going to go for I think it's going to be a 420 stream. Because we just hit the 3-hour timer and I wasn't paying attention. And I don't want to cut it mid-fucking thought. I'm screwed. Canada got stoned. We're fucked. But you know what? The longer streams are good for our viewers. Oh, Los Angeles. It was a gift from grandmother. grew up in downtown area, out in Colton. Grandmother grew up in Colton. I turned around and grew up in Rialto. Mom grew up in Colton, around the same area. Da 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 down. Yeah, it's that notation of a sweater with the thought of home, or at least where home used to be. But yeah, I think we're screwed. I think it's just going to be a 420 stream because the tangents just keep coming. And well, we're at 10 likes, so if that like number keeps going up, then that means that this will be the most liked live stream that we've had on the channel's history. Again, which is actually a good thing to see because it means that we're actually growing. And once I stop paying attention to the viewer numbers up there, and I stop paying attention to what YouTube is trying to turn around and tell me is real, truth, I know that we've probably had upwards of 100.5. Well, no, I'll be fair. We're 3 hours in. I would lay the numbers right now if I was to actually be able to get into my analytics from the outside and was able to get my actual live stream analytics right here, right now, I would almost guarantee we've probably had upwards of 100 or more people that have came through this live stream at some point. I would, but that last bowl was the last bowl on my side. I might have enough to maybe get one more out of it, but I want to save that try for the end of the stream.
I lost my phone again.
Uh-oh.
It's not under the pillows.
Is it possible that it turned around and fell off of the mattress and turned around and fell behind the bed? No offense, man. All it takes is one arm turning around and sliding under a pillow and a pin sleep. You know? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But is that a 9-second hit or is that 9 hits in a row? Because that's a big difference there. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? Everybody do me a favor. Okay? Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this the smart way. M&G, I'm sorry. You just got, like, outdone for the pin. Congratulations, Sky. You are the new pin. Because that is an awesome saying, and I fully endorse it. I couldn't have said it better myself. That is definitely the new pin. I think that's stick until the end of the stream. You know, it still surprises me that we're all here. It really does. It honestly surprises me that, like, the channel hasn't just crashed. Because I wasn't honestly truly thinking that it was going to actually grow to this point even. At least not yet. You know, I just turned around and realized on the fact of our numbers yesterday that we were over 150 officially for the fact of our subscriber count. The fact that our watch time has gone up by like 50% since the fact of last month or the last 28 days, whatever you want to call it. You know, the fact that we're actually getting the engagement with our videos at this point, whether they be live streams or whether they be shorts. I mean, granted, with like X 100 views on a short, I'd love to see more likes on our stuff, but, you know, I'm not turning around and going to turn around and ask everyone to fucking like it. Hell, if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Let's see what the real numbers are. But let's try to keep it reasonable and not let the trolls turn around and do damage either. But yeah, in no way, shape, or form did I think that we were actually going to manage to even keep it running to this point. I honestly figured it would have crashed and burned well into a few weeks back. Because I think we're on like week 5 or week 6 now. And Reality's Sake is at 153, 154, somewhere in there. So I'll call that at the rough level out at 154. 60, 46. We're only 346 subscribers away from meeting the top 2 goals on the fact of getting our first level of monetization. I mean, don't get me wrong, 3,000 watch hours, that's a hard ask. And like X amount of million views on shorts, that's a real tall ask. But we're less than 400 subscribers away at this point from meeting like 2 out of 3 necessary out of the first 4 goals to be able to get monetized. It's only been like 5 weeks. I guess it really does hit different when you look at it a different way. That's a mindfuck. Yeah, wow. Exactly. That is something that I think a lot of people need to have actually printed out onto a poster or something like that with something really bright and cheerful behind it to bring that smile to their day. Honestly, I think whoever made that sweater had the right idea. And that's without a doubt. However, I can also say that this is the first stream that I haven't had to question whether there's been a child in the group trying to sneak their way in. I haven't had to worry about someone turning around and trying to say, smoking is the devil's words. We've only had one religious nut. And, well, he's back in the shadow realm. Hi, King. Hi, Ma. But, yeah. Not just for the after party, though. That's for every single stream. I mean, I was really happy this week when I turned around last night and I looked at our analytics and I realized that the quote-unquote X to 17-year-olds have zeroed out. Because that was actually a really, really bright moment in last night, was after that video downloaded and uploaded and did everything it needed to do, that I turned around and looked in, and all the ones that were under 17 have zeroed out. Oh, the hell you are. The hell you are. Nice try. You've been grandfathered in. Get over it.
I can still beat you.
Yeah, you can still act like it, too. But you know what? It's nice when you're actually having fun and you're actually smiling and you're actually being personable and the world's not fucking all clouds and fucking storm clouds above your head. Hell, it's nice when that fucking exists for me, too. Okay, and when I was 5, I turned around and got convinced that I was drunk on Kool-Aid. We all have our moments. And no, I'm not kidding. I really mean it. I was actually convinced that I was drunk on Kool-Aid at 5. That was my birthday present from my neighbors, whom taught me diversity and inclusivity of the fact of other people's decisions as to who they want to be with. Wait a minute. 4605. Quote-unquote restrictions from the guidelines for which that I've placed on my channel. You'd still be safe. Me, I'd be grandfathered in if mine was reversed. I'd be over there in 49 territory. I'd be up there with Teddy. He'd still be my elder by 2 years, but I'd be close. It is so nice when the company meetings go smoothly. Although, it makes me wonder, where is Clippin'? Where's Plugs? And what the fuck does Plugs have in the smoker tonight? Because it seems like every time that he logs into stream, he's got something in that smoker. I mean, I know the man loves barbecue. I can't blame him. Not one bit. But damn it, every time he mentions what he done been cooking, it makes me hungry. There's nothing better than really good barbecue in winter. Especially when there's snow on the ground.
I know, and I don't have a grill to do it.
Oh, we got the grill, but all the damn wood's fucking either frozen or completely moisture-ridden at this point. There's nothing fucking dry to use. There's nothing dry enough to use, and I'm not spending fucking $20 on a box of wood.
No.
I'm sorry, we dealt with that last winter. That was a fucking mistake.
Chris, is that way I just go buy a bag of charcoal?
Yeah, no shit.
At least.
True lump coal, at least then it'll turn around and do what it needs to do and get hot enough.
Yep.
But it also is really, really, really fucking susceptible to moisture loss. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like once we get to the middle of winter, all we want is barbecue, because that means summertime, that means warm weather, that means good times. And well, that also means that Chronic would be making explosions in the sky. He's got new equipment. Okay, which kind of equipment? Are we talking the equipment for things that go boom up in the air, or are we talking the equipment for the fact of, like, live streaming? Yeah, exactly. Fire up that grill at 19 degrees. Not even a joke. We used to do the same exact thing out in Washington when we turned around and ended up having the apartment out there. It could be fucking -1 and we'd still have the fucking barbecue going. If I'm gonna laugh, that means that it's the things that go up in the sky and make the pretty colors and make my internal retard all crazy and happy because they make pretty boom. I'm sorry, guys. I am a full-blown pyro through and through. If it burns or goes boom, I love the hell out of it as long as it's done in a safe enough manner that no one gets hurt.
You are your mother's son.
Yeah, I know. The pyromania is a real thing, and it is a very, 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 very fun thing when it's actually controlled. Oh no, fire is always allowed. It just has to be respected.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's what a lot of people forget. That's what causes a lot of pyromaniacs to go down the wrong rabbit hole, is they forget to respect that fire.
Yep. You don't control it, you respect it.
Yeah, I know he's professionally licensed. That's the thing. He's got all of the freaking... He's got all the paperwork and all of the fucking licensing that I wish I had. Do you realize how many, let's say, backyard fireworks shows go on during 4th of July? There's a reason I am not allowed to have Piccolo Pete's. They made an M80 illegal, okay? A Piccolo Pete is 4 M80s or more. Just
Wait a minute.
logic.
I used to send M80s down the toilets at school.
That's
And
as
yes,
bad
it was
as
lit.
that's as bad as the original cherry bombs.
I know. But mine went boom.
Oh, I know it's a lot. Trust and believe. The moment I saw all of that and I saw the fucking... Yeah. The man is stacked with equipment, and the best part is it's all legal.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that before. Appreciation.
Alright. Trust and believe. Even...
All we did is point him in a direction. I can train operatives to work in the
You've got a fellow toilet enthusiast.
Oh, do I?
King actually got suspended for taking out 3 of them. He had to work all summer.
Join the club. I got Saturday school for the whole summer.
Fellow toilet enthusiasts,
On
unite.
top of having to work off the damage.
Oh, fellow toilet enthusiasts, unite.
But boy, was it a bang.
Oh, I tell you what, my mom beat the shit out of me. I blew up 3 toilets, took my whole summer to pay it off. I don't doubt it, but I bet it was fun to watch. I'm not talking the second part, I'm talking that first part, of course. That second part, been through it. No, not fun, but yeah. That first part, I bet it was fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, well, I guess pepper spray in the auditorium during, I don't know, pep rally with about 4 of us with gas masks when we set them off was a bad idea, right?
Well...
And somebody killed the power.
Well, that depends. Was that before or after they reassociated that as chemical warfare?
I don't know, because we were in high school. It was our senior prank.
Oh, well, then fuck the Geneva Convention at that point.
Freshman.
What was that?
No, it was the senior prank, and I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I was involved.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, fuck
It was my bright idea.
Yeah, at that point, exactly. Fuck the Geneva Convention. All's fair in fucking senior war.
Come on. They sent fucking goddamn bouncy balls out of the ceiling. Juniors did.
And then they wonder why senior year all the security staff is on their toes.
Hey, we're good. We don't do nothing wrong.
No, just one really well-executed proving point that the next generation is still capable of freaking guerrilla warfare. It's been going on since the fucking 60s and 70s.
Hey, I'm sorry if it turned around and it got so blubbery, blistery, freaking foggy basically in there with the smoke bombs to boot, that the freaking fire alarm went off and the freaking sprinklers came on. It's not our fault.
Yup, which just turns around and excites the fact of the freaking psychological warfare because now you have the sound variant involved.
We didn't know that would happen.
No, but somebody should have accounted for it. I worked free all summer. Dude, I worked free for 5 years. It sucked.
Yeah. My summer wasn't just a summer. But I do know that I told her that I didn't I go to jail. I went to the light of day for a chapter. I was
That's alright. I was told I wasn't allowed to have my license until the age of 21 due to the fact of a misunderstanding over a conversation that I had with my grandmother. You know, when someone tells you do what you're going to do, when you turn around and ask if you can borrow a vehicle because you have a licensed driver that's willing to turn around and do it, and they happen to be licensed they may be a teenager, but still, if they're licensed, and your caregiver tells you do what you're going to do, you would think that would be okay to do what you're going to do, not you're going to get a quote unquote officer at the back of the vehicle turning around and stating that the car has been reported stolen.
Hey, I scored up. I told you guys that statement.
Yeah, well,
you know what you're going to do. But understand, the minute you do, I'm calling it in and stolen.
Yeah, at least you tail-ended it with that.
I always do.
She never did. She just stated, do what you're going to do. That was different.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to do it. You do what you're going to do. I'm going to do this.
But when you get told 4 hours later that car's been reported stolen, and you freak out and you go to park the car somewhere because you don't want to get fucking pulled over in it at that point, and you feel that you can't get that car home because now an officer's waiting for you because you've done been set up by your grandmother, you learn real quick certain things just don't work. Oh, the thing is, trust and believe. My grandfather thought he could whoop me into an angel. Okay? The man was a Vietnam era tunnel rat. North Korean era tunnel rat. Okay?
Yeah.
I know what it means to have that 1x1 post held up above my head. I know what it means to have that coin set on the wall and be on my tippy toes and told to stand there. Okay? I know what it means to have that wooden paddle on the mantelpiece and end up being told that, quote unquote, that's considered as, quote unquote, certain acts against children like child abuse, and then turn around and end up being in a position where I felt it necessary that I needed to call it in at the age that I was, and being told that they're not going to do anything about it. Okay? Trust and believe, I know what it means to have my ass whooped. And yeah, there are days that I think that it's part of what turned me into who I am. Because there's a lot of things I won't put up with because I remember the ass beatings that I got. But yeah, growing up with an Italian father, that's almost just about, if not as rough, as turning around and growing up with a military parent. But then again, it's because of those people that have turned around and been there in...
I'm more borrowing your really loose leather gloves.
Okay.
You stretch them.
Sorry.
I know.
He told me I was able to. I didn't have my second pair of gloves on.
I know, he didn't. Yeah, I know, but...
I forgot about that. It's this brain mentality.
No, that was 1, 2, 3. That was 1, 2, 3. She's good. Warm coffee, cold air, and a good hit. It'll do it to you every time.
I know you.
I fall asleep.
I know. Like, it's gonna suck because,
I'm so looking up a list of games that have controller support. All I have to know is that if the ads go through on the game, that they're not going to punish me. Because we're not allowed to do paid promotion, we're not allowed to do paid advertisement, we're not allowed to do any of that without disclosing it. Now, I'm not sure if I have a game that constantly and or occasionally runs ads, if I have to set that as it has paid promotions in it or not. That's something I'm not sure about. This is a moment where I really wish that Plugs was here. But I really got to figure out just exactly how that works because, I mean, I don't want to get in trouble for turning around and putting out gameplay if it has ads in it, because I can't just stop the recording or pause the recording in the middle of the game. That's not how that works. I mean, I wish I could just pause it in the middle of it, but I don't have the option to.
The man-child.
Huh.
He's sitting and watching this shit. Smart man-child. He's layering.
That fucking snow is deep enough to almost engulf my boot, and he wants to go walk out in it? Have fucking fun.
But he's at least smart enough to layer up.
Hey, he's smart enough to layer up, but you know what? The last time I walked in snow about this deep, I turned around and ended up having fucking ice cuffs around my fucking boots. That was back in Colorado. It took 3 hours to thaw the fucking ice rock that turned around and formed.
I know.
And that was only in 10 minutes of going through the fucking snow. So, he wants to go play in it, fine. But he better be safe and be careful. Okay. I get what you mean there. Turn around and throw that disclaimer inside of the description, just to be safe. Kind of like we were doing with Fair Use Friday films until they kind of screwed us out of the fair use doctrine. Because we're allowed to turn around and use footage of movies, etc., to turn around and end up using them for entertainment purposes as long as we don't intend on making money. I never attempted to turn around and clear a freaking copyright ID on it. Santana, get a hold of me. Sorry guys, I'm still mad about the fact of Up in Smoke failing. I'm still mad that they froze my stream and forced me to stop the movie. I want to have Up in Smoke on the channel someday. Santana, get a hold of me. Let me have permission to use it just one time. And maybe another time if I run into another song in there somewhere that screws me. But, yeah. Like, for real, I want to play Up in Smoke. I'm pissed that it stopped at Lowrider. I was actually starting to groove and jam with the movie, and then it just blue screen, basically. It's fucked up, YouTube. It's fucked up.
Stop yelling.
Y'all blue screen my freaking live stream over Santana singing Lowrider. Come on. Saying that I have to have permission from the licensor when I don't even know how to get permission from the licensor. No, I know. I don't get it. I don't understand how they're able to turn around and do it and end up going through and actually not have the video fucking stopped. Because, like, everything that I've looked up said turn around and initiate the fair use doctrine, word it properly down the list, which we were doing. But apparently a third-party copyright holder and or a primary copyright holder of music that was involved, which I'm pretty sure was over Santana, whoever owns copyright to that, they've got it automatically set to shut down the stream. And I think that's kind of a little fucked. Because that just blew the fact of... I mean, they made the movie after the fair use doctrine was instated. Oh, it's not a matter of some people being sensitive. It's not a matter of some people being sensitive. It's a matter of the big guy fucking over the little guy, no matter what the law says. When it dictates in the fair use doctrine that you can use film or otherwise from another creator and or from another fucking bigger entity, that you can use it specifically at the end for entertainment purposes, as long as you do not intend on making money from it, which I did not turn around and try to freaking gain my monetization back on it. I deleted it after the fact because of it. Yeah, due to the Copyright Act, it should have been fair game for entertainment. And I had every disclaimer that I needed worded properly. But that's why we're not doing films on Friday anymore, is because the day that blew up, it was just, no, I've had enough. I'm not going to let them turn around and destroy Friday streams. Because when we have to cut the stream and we have to restart it, that actually does a lot of damage. It's why I don't like turning around and starting like 3, 4, 5 streams in a row, because I know that just turned around and screwed me with the algorithm. And yet we're 3.5 hours in, and it feels like it's only been 30-minute conversation. Oh, I know. See, I think I know what happened. I think I know what happened. It might not actually be the fact of, like, the music owner, per se. I think it might have been the fact that we were streaming off of Pluto TV when we did it. Okay? But here's the other part of that. Part of me wants to try it again with Revolting Rhymes. Because Revolting Rhymes, I have access through it, through the fact of the quote-unquote, one of the Internet Archives, for which allows for free download, free use, free broadcasting, da-da-da-da-da, down the list. I almost want to attempt it with them, take their disclaimer that they have dictated to allow the doctrine to be placed, and see if that would work. But I don't want to push my luck too hard, because I don't want to get a strike. Though I know I should only get a strike if they turn around and end up having me dispute it, it fails, and then I try to dispute it again, and it fails. YouTube politics. It's weird. It really is. It is so weird. Yeah, see, but that's the problem with something like Up in Smoke. If you're not familiar with the film, you're not going to get those moments. Because there's a lot of lead up to those moments, believe it or not. You know, like the Labrador scene. Okay? If you didn't realize and didn't know how Chong ended up over in that car, you wouldn't totally understand the Labrador scene. Yeah, it stands for itself, but having that context there, I don't know. I think I gotta find a way to edit it. I might try Up in Smoke again with that specific clip, but try to edit it a different way. Maybe that might just be a future project, because I really do. I want to get Up in Smoke out there in full, in its entirety, and be able to turn around and end up having that engagement with that film and with the audience. Because honestly, I don't know anyone on the channel that doesn't love Up in Smoke. But yeah, usually if you're chatting about it, it would work. But I was talking while it turned around and cut me. Yeah, see, and I'm not sure if it was just because of the timing on that originally, or if it was over the fact that, I don't know if it was the music that did it, if it was the film that did it, if it was a mistake that I made. I'm not sure what the specific thing that caused it to do what it did was. So until I can figure that out, I've got to turn around and kind of play it safe. But trust and believe, it's in the back of my head. Someday we're getting Up in Smoke out there. One of these days. Even if it means I have to look up who owns it physically for the copyright for the movie itself, and try to turn around and get into contact with them through email or whatever, and turn around and take a license to it, and or a temporary one-time allotment license to it, and throw that in there to turn around and dictate to YouTube, no, let it go through. Because I'm sure there's a way that could probably be negotiated, as long as I could get in touch with whoever the actual content owner is. But that's a whole nother ballgame in itself.
To worry about me, but isn't life insurance expensive? And what about your health issues? How did you
But yeah, it's just like I want to get a hold of the George Carlin estate. I want to send them an email. Because I love George Carlin's content. Don't get me wrong, okay? I'm an ordained minister. But well before I was an ordained minister, I had my moments where my faith, it wandered, it failed, it mutated. Okay? Tech Nine made a song called Clusterfuck. In that song, there's a set of lyrics in it. It goes to the equivalent of, took all of the religions, all of their doctrines, all of their books, all of their beliefs, threw them all into a cauldron, boiled out the bullshit. Okay, now understand, when the statement of boiled out the bullshit comes up, okay, we're not talking this belief or that belief being fucking nudged or negotiated that it's not valid or not worthy of consideration. We're talking the fact that if you look at most world religions, okay, and if Israel would slow down long enough, because this war has been going on for way too long with that country, okay, we have tried to assist them in that war at times. We are a UN ally to Israel. We will always stand with Israel for the most part as long as we believe that what they're doing is in good faith. But here's my belief in it. Okay, and I know the risk that I'm taking right now because there's a lot of really, really high tension people that would love to get anything to be able to take out of context. But here's my opinion. If you take the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, okay? The three main books, the three main factions of a country that cannot get along with its people. If you take all the history of that, alright? The Quran itself is a great book of lessons. It's a great lesson teacher. It really is. But when it's bastardized by the wrong person, it can cause damage. Jihad was not meant to turn around and be death. It's not what it was meant for. Jihad was meant to turn around and end up getting the people from other faiths to listen to your opinion for you to be heard. Not that they're going to convert, but that there's a possibility that you might be able to get someone out there to take even a semblance of your faith and implant it into their daily lives. Okay? The Bible, the Ten Commandments. It's a great list of rules to go by. It really is. But it can be boiled down to like 3 fucking general rules, which then can be boiled down to 1 general rule.
Hey, you got to trouble with that. I know what it is now.
What's the issue?
Huh?
What's the issue with
You
it?
have to have an exhibitor's license.
Exhibitor's license?
Yes,
How much does it cost?
it doesn't say.
Well, that's the next thing
Because
that...
I asked, because I wanted to, YouTube has policies against content that promotes or glorifies illegal activities and streaming copyrighted material without permission should violate these policies. To publicly stream a movie, you would need an exhibitor's license, which grants you the right to show the movie in a public setting.
Okay, now I just gotta figure out how much it is. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, just... If you take all 3 books and you take their histories and you line them up, a lot of times the history itself starts filling in the blanks. There are portions of the Muslim faith and Muslim religion which fill in portions of the fact of the quote-unquote English faith of Christianity, which fill in the fact of blanks from the fact of Judaism, which fill in the fact of the blanks from the fact of Taoism, which fill in the fact of the blanks from Buddhism, which fill in the blanks from Hinduism. If you take every single religion in this world and you boil them down, they're all saying the same damn thing. Be good to your neighbor. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Act in good faith. Don't be an asshole. And, well, if you harm children, put a millstone around their neck and put them into the deepest waters. That's what the good book says anyway, but, they made that illegal. Sorry. Just one of those. It's why I'm such an endorser of wood chippers. And I think the sales of wood chippers should skyrocket. But it is what it is. We just... What, to get out of my area?